Road, Clemzig.
Imagine walking into your home and falling in love with it all over again. At Adelaide Renos Group, we help make that happen. From kitchens and bathrooms to full home renovations, our local renovation team makes it simple with instant quotes and designs brought straight to your door. Our mobile showroom means you can visualise your renovation in your home in real time. For inspiration and information, visit adelaidebuildingandrenos.com.au. Adelaide Renos Group. Your home, only better.
Whatever your morning looks like, own it with Up and Go Liquid Breakfast. Braving the bus or carving a wave, battling rush hour or feeling the rush of your favourite trail. Fueled with the protein, fibre and vitamins you need to get up and go.
The end of financial year is almost here. Don't wait until June 30 when the deals are happening right now at Paradise Mazda. Snap up amazing offers on new, demo and used vehicles before the crowd does. All backed by a team that knows our community. Proudly locally owned since 1956, Paradise Mazda makes buying easy and stress-free. Need a service? Paradise Mazda services all makes and models and keeps them running like new. Run in today and discover the Paradise Mazda difference.
Run into paradise.
MVD 1370.
Connected to our community for 50 years. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow, 27. With the 4 o'clock news, good afternoon, I'm Mel Usher.
Nurse Next Door. We offer caregiving and nursing services to help you to stay at home. nursenextdoor.com.au.
Electricity prices could fall by up to 10% for households as the energy regulator releases its draft default market offer. Increased wind and battery power generation is helping lower wholesale prices. Families and businesses on the default offer could save up to $200 a year. Energy Minister Chris Bowen says the draft offer will be worked through and lower prices will come into force from July 1.
We've seen the energy regulator flag reductions in energy prices in every single regulated region. And it's no coincidence that this comes at the same time as we've hit 51% renewable energy in the grid, because renewable energy is the cheapest form of energy.
The opposition is accusing the Albanese government of lecturing the public over fuel shortages. The Prime Minister maintains panic buying is causing petrol and diesel supplies to run dry. A former energy regulator has been appointed to lead a task force to address the issue and make sure fuel is getting to areas of need. But Liberal leader Angus Taylor claims the government hasn't managed the issue well from the start.
I'm not against having a task force if that's going to solve the problem. The Prime Minister should step in. I've been saying that for days because the Minister's not doing his job. You know, he complains that the public is the problem. If you just bought a little less fuel, it'd all be okay. Seriously, he's got to do his job and stop lecturing the public about what they should be doing.
The State Treasurer has outlined Labor's fully costed policies ahead of the election this weekend. Shadow Treasurer Ben Hood has also been talking numbers. Tom Koutsantonis says the state is in a great position.
South Australia today recorded the lowest unemployment rate of all the states in the country. Traditionally, South Australia would not have been in that category. South Australia has the second best credit rating in the nation, second only to Western Australia. Those hard-fought wins can disappear very, very quickly if people vote for chaos and no policy.
The first person charged under Sophia's law has walked free from jail with a suspended sentence. 28-year-old Elizabeth Meg Cranes was on cannabis and talking on the phone when she crashed into young motorcyclist Danny Gailey at Aldinga in 2024. He died in hospital 2 days later. His friends and Sophia Naismith's father were in court to see her receive a suspended 20-month sentence. Family friend Kirsty Gladwin spoke outside court.
I have a message from Danny's mother, who couldn't be here today. In Danny's honour, we want to contribute to changing people's driving behaviours, to stop taking driving for granted and for being careless and inattentive behind the wheel.
Now turning to 5AA's sport, and it's selection night for Port and the Crows. Adelaide play the Western Bulldogs at home tomorrow night. The Crows will bring in Zack Ranken for his first match of 2026. Port meet Essendon at Adelaide Oval on Sunday. The second round kicks off tonight. The Hawks clashed with the Swans at the MCG, and the game will be live on 5AA. Meantime, Port coach Josh Carr has taken ownership of their opening round loss to North Melbourne. He says he may have led the players down the wrong path when it came to what to expect. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Lonsdale, a breakdown of the Southern Expressway near O'Sullivan's Beach Road. Theberton, Burstwater, Mainport Road near Phillip Street, plus emergent counterworks there too, so pretty slow this afternoon. Another burst at Highgate, something in the water today. That's on Cross Road near Highgate Streets. Camera trimmer parade at Seaton. GYG minis of the same quality food, made at a size and price that works for you. Only mini in price. Only at GYG. Grab your GYG mini today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow, 27. Saturday, sunny and 27. Sunny on Sunday as well, up to 29. Right now, it's 27 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, some Adelaide petrol stations run dry. Why your Easter plans could now be at risk. Only take what you need. The Prime Minister's warning the crisis could get worse. The low-cost arthritis wonder drug that could treat clogged arteries. And the world's happiest country revealed. 9 News. Your news. 9:06 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show, the 5AA Sports Show.
Coming up, team selection night for the Crows and Power as we launch into round 2. Where are they now with one of football's most decorated ruckman, Simon Madden, plus Brendan Lade from the Western Bulldogs and Riley O'Brien from the Adelaide Crows.
Rowey and TImmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Oh, thank you, Sammy. Yeah, still a bit muggy out there in Adelaide. The streets are a lot quieter. Look out there now, Timmy. Petrol pushing $3. So let's talk sport. It's our happy place. It's where we escape. And tonight, how's this? It is the land of the Giants. Brendan Lade, Riley O'Brien, and the great, and he is a great, Simon Madden. TImmy G, welcome. 3 ruckmen on the same night. We're not worthy.
Yeah, actually, you're dead right. And pretty handy as well.
Oh, God, they were all good players. And 3 smart ones too. Back in the 40s, 50s and 60s, if you were over, I don't know, 195, you were a dopey. Well, you're at least thick because the air was a lot...
That's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh.
Well, tall people haven't been the smartest.
That's not...
Most ruckmen that I played, we were a bit dopey.
More of a stereotype than reality, I think. Yeah.
Well, how many smart people do you know over 200 centimetres?
Well, over 200? Well, I can't even reach up there. I wouldn't have a clue.
I'm just saying.
They don't even talk to me.
Those 3... absolute stars in their own right. So we'll look forward to that. Anyway, let's get into it. Port need to bounce back Sunday in more ways than one. Work rate's one. Team defence might be another. Tackling, two-way running, the contest and ruck. Here's Josh Carr at today's pressure with another way of improving.
No, we spoke about it. It started from what I felt in some ways I may have led the players down that path. We talk about the strengths and weaknesses of an opposition team and in the end, in hindsight and reflection, you go, well, did we get it right or did we get it wrong? I look at myself and go, I probably got a couple of things wrong. In the way I spoke to the players about North Melbourne and about what to expect, I just thought I could have been better.
Gee, that's refreshing, self-reflection. A coach saying I could have got it better. So what's he alluding to there?
Well, you probably heard the comments from Jace Burgoyne during the week that perhaps they may have underestimated North Melbourne a little bit.
We spoke about complacency.
Yeah, and sometimes, again, I always say your fixture for 2026 is people can only judge it on what happened in 2025.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who's going to pick it up or improve jump out or whatever. So you got to take every game, and play it as if it's your last.
So do you think they played with a bit of complacency? Do they think they were just going to turn up and get it done? Cornsey was big on that when he was our coach.
And I think at times, you thought you might be able to weave your way through them and the rest of it. They were too physical for Port Adelaide.
They were.
And they ripped them apart. So I think that, Josh, to be honest enough to say maybe I contributed to that, maybe my language wasn't strong enough to tell the players that, no, this is the way they play and they're getting better.
Yep.
Be on your mark. This is going to be a physical game. He may have sort of thought maybe I didn't emphasise any of that well enough.
Good on him for sharing that.
Good on him for sharing it, but also acknowledging that
good learning.
Everybody makes a mistake, just don't let it happen again.
I think he might be a little bit of this as well. The players have copped a bit. They didn't work hard, all that sort of stuff. They say, no, we're all in this.
Oh, yeah.
We could have got it better as well. I reckon the players will respond to that. It's just a great messaging, and that's what he is. He's a leader, Joshy boy. Here he is on team selection.
Yeah, he had a really good game, a really consistent game out at Elizabeth against West Adelaide. So he's, obviously put his hand up for selection. There's a number of players that played well in that game, so we'll obviously have the main session today and get that done.
So speaking about Jack Lukosius in that instance.
And Jordan Sweet could be another one as well. What are you doing? Your squad will come out just before 6.
Yeah, if Lukosius is back, then I'd have Sweet in for Visentini. If Lukosius isn't back, I'd try Visentini forward and Sweet in the ruck. That's the way I'd go.
Yeah, you're pretty keen to get Sweet in there. What about Lord?
Yeah, I think he needs to go and prove himself.
Okay. And is it you ready for Todd Marshall to go forward again? Or
No,
are you
I'm
stick
not.
with him back?
No, I'm with Josh. I think he wants to see at least a month of football.
A body of work.
Yeah. At least a month of football. They've made a commitment over the pre-season. You don't just drop it after 1 week.
No, well done. Timmy wants Sweet in. What about you, Port supporters? $50 Powers voucher, 82230000. And what other changes do you make? There are going to be some changes. What are they? I think the game of the round is tomorrow night, Crows v Dogs. The winner, and look, you say this, it's round 2. We'll get top billing as an early flag favourite. And I'll repeat that, an early flag favourite. I cannot wait for tomorrow night. Jake Saligo and Toby Murray, we believe, completed the captain's run. Toby, if he's fit, he plays. We've been told that. We played the grab yesterday. If he's not, Ranken will slide in. If he is fit and Ranken's back, Saligo's out. Here's Rory Laird on Little Ranken.
I think the thing with Ranks is he's put in a mountain of work and he's actually super fit. Like his tank's really, really good and endurance-wise. And I know how excited he is. It'd be pretty hard to get him off the ground, I reckon. So I think they might have to, though. He might blow up a little bit. It's always hard, the first 3 or 4 rounds to sort of get your legs. But a massive inclusion for us, obviously a superstar. A bit of a barometer for us. He brings a lot of energy. So it's exciting to be back alongside him.
It's a great in. You're not going to throw him straight in the middle and expect him to do 80% game time in there. He'll be forward as well. You've got Rochelle who can rotate.
What percentage would you do? Great. What percentage would you do forward and non?
Well, I'd wait and see how the game pans out. What I do know about the Western Bulldogs, very, very physical, very good stoppage team. Kicked 11 of 3 from stoppage last week. They are very, very good. So his class in there will be handy. That's why I'm leaning towards. Look, I don't know the physicality and the heart. This is with Saligo or Peatling. We don't have the PPT numbers as to what, numbers they ran round 1, which they all know. They've got those GPSs on there. They know how much high speed, high intensity, high running they did. So let's just say Saligo and Peatling are a draw. They're about at the same level. I always go, well, who's got the bigger upside? And for me, it's Saligo. Now, they're talking that if Ranken's in, Saligo's out. I just think off the bench, Saligo will give me more against the Bulldogs than Peatling. If you were asking me to pick between the two.
So you're taking Peatling out and putting Ranken in?
Yeah, that's what I'd do. It's exactly what I'd do.
Do you expect Toby Murray to play?
Well, it sounds like, and we'll catch up with Riley O'Brien. He would know the latest. We got him just before 5, so we'll see what he says about it. He's not even in the frame. He's playing in the Scooby-Doos.
Yeah. Playing the sample side, but
Toby's got to bung back, so they might wait for that all the way up till tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but if he doesn't come out, that means Thilthorpe is second ruck.
Correct,
and that's not what they.
I don't think that's their first option. I don't think that's their first option. Well, let's have a look at round 1. Their cider was 2 ruckmen. Toby, I know he didn't play a lot of game time, but that was their cider. So he's out, and all of a sudden Riley O'Brien's not in, not even in the emergencies. And they're going to now take Thilthorpe out. It's a big change to what they structured up round 1.
Tim English would be looking at young McAndrew and going, okay,
happy days.
I'm going to run you around. Not so much like he's hard to get over, as we know, with the hand. But it's more so once the stoppage has happened, it's what English does after that.
Correct.
That's his strength.
That's exactly right.
So that's going to be the challenge.
Crow supporters, are you with me? Is it the game of the round? Are you excited? Can they beat the Bulldogs? Now, the Bulldogs are good at scoring from stoppage. Unbelievable their numbers the first 2 games. The Crows are very good at getting it back and scoring from turnover. Both have terrific talent forward of the ball and probably Bulldogs slightly better in the midfield, depending with Ranken and how much he can do in there. God, it's going to be a cracker tomorrow night.
Look, it is. How much do you put down Adelaide Oval as an advantage. And it's a bit like the 36ers the other night. I asked that question to Mike Wells, what's it worth? Is it worth 10 points? I think it is. And we won by 12. So I reckon you've got to put down something for an Adelaide Oval home crowd as an advantage. It's got to be worth something. What would you put on it? 2 goals?
Oh, God. How long's a piece of string?
Yeah, I reckon 2 goals against a quality opposition, but playing at home is worth at least 2 goals advantage.
Well, I think most footballers, if you said to them, where do you want to win? Nearly everyone to a man would say, where's the grand final? And they'd say the MCG. Then they'd say their home ground.
You protect your home.
And a lot of emphasis went into the Crows about winning away. So it just depends on what your priorities are. But playing at home, nothing better than playing at home.
You should get an advantage.
Sleep in your own bed, you know how to get there, all that sort of stuff. But, yeah, there's some advantage on it. Hawks v Sydney tonight. How are you seeing that one?
Yeah, look, Sydney have been very impressive. I've actually
First to 100 wins, there you go.
I've been more impressed with Sydney because I thought they were pretty poor last year.
They were.
And so to come out of the gates as they
finished better.
Has been
a lot
really
of injuries.
good. Yeah. Hawks will always test you. They'll always have a real good crack. So
be a cracking game.
It'll be a great game to watch.
Sydney got a few out. Goulden's a big bloke.
Goulden's a big out. That's a nasty. And
Isaac Heaney's the other.
Yeah. So
they're 2 big outs.
Yeah. So I think on that basis, you say Hawks probably
just
small margin.
Okay. It's at the SCG, 21 degrees. MCG, sorry.
Which makes a big difference as well.
Does
make on the SCG,
difference.
you probably give them more chance, but those two, they're massive. Okay.
Well done. Have you say about that one as well? Matildas play Japan in the Asian Cup final. That's this Saturday night in Sydney. Here's the Japanese coach, Neil Nilsson.
And if I were from Australia, I would support the Matildas as well. They have done so well here. They really have an amazing team. And they have adapted to whatever was coming their way, and it wasn't all great. They have a great coach, so please behave. Take it easy on the guy. He hasn't been here that long. You have a Ford that is unbelievable, playing well. Sam Kerr, she's still going strong. She's still one of the world's best strikers, and she's showing it time and time again.
He doesn't sound like a coach. He sounds like a Disney character. He's the coach of Japan, talking us up.
Well, I'll tell you now,
talking about complacency. He is talking us up.
Well, he's probably talking us up for a reason to get his team because his team has bulldozed everybody.
Oh,
they have smacked them out of the park.
They've kicked 28 goals, Japan, in this tournament and conceded 1.
Okay, we need to park the bus.
So they are a very good scoring side. I don't think he really has much fear. He's going, come on, get to the game, let's talk it up. Blah, blah, blah. So I reckon they're expecting to win and win well. But you know what? Again, home crowd advantage in this game is massive. They will scream and yell for everything. So the girls hopefully get really inspired by it.
Leading us into a false sense of security.
Yeah. But we would.
Is that a saying?
Yeah.
Did I just make that up?
No,
that's a saying, isn't it?
Yes, it's been one for a while.
That's what I feel it is. Well, thank you. Hey, one negative, the Matildas, and Sav said me this, Sav McGill, variety SA CEO, he's a ripper man. The Matilda strip is dark blue or black. Did you see it?
Yeah, it's very deep navy.
It's got green piping with purple side inserts in that piping.
You wouldn't say it was the greatest design we've had.
That's not our national colours, Matildas. Come on, mate.
It's not the greatest design we've had.
It's out here, secondary strip, which isn't it?
Well, you know what? When I watch my national team, cricket, netball, soccer, but whatever.
You look at a green goal.
I want to look at it and go, that's Australia. That looked nothing like an Australian strip.
No.
So is that the FFA's fault? Is the Matildas getting too cute by half? We're the green and gold turbos.
No, I agree with that. But either way, I don't care what they win in, as long as you win.
I remember Jody and I got onto Paramount Plus and switched over that game in Perth that they played very, very well. I was really nervous about it. I said, come on, Jody, we'll watch the second half. And I'm going, is that Australia?
Where's Australia?
I didn't know till I saw number 20, it was Sam Kerr. I'm going, that's not Australia.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you. So
too cute.
Not a great design.
No. Crows Reports ins and outs. What are they? 822 300 00, a $50 Powers voucher. Come on, it's a time to have fun. It's talking sport. Don't worry about petrol and what's happening everywhere. Let's get interactive. Get on the damn blower. Just one last one. It's only 18 minutes past 4, Timmy. The historic Rams v 49ers clash. This is the
Yes,
NFL.
the NFL.
It's set down for Friday noon on the MCG before the semi-final series. Okay,
right.
now you're saying, well, whoopsie do.
Which would equate
But it's
to
big.
a Thursday night game in the US,
In the
correct?
US.
Yep.
So it's around September 10th. Now, the MCG will have time to move it around from NFL to AFL. Really, won't they? Because it's just a few lines.
If there's any Victorian teams in the finals?
That's where I'm going, Timmy. That's where... You read my mind. Lions, Crows, GWS, Suns and Sydney, to me, as we sit here today...
Look good.
...are likely top 8 teams. Now, what Melbourne team do you think could push for top 4 or top 8? You'd say the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
There's
Bulldogs,
a couple.
Hawthorn.
But I'd imagine once you get to the semi-final, they're good teams. The Cats will probably be there. There might not be a final at the MCG in the semi-finals. You big Victorian turbo
They'll
heads.
have a national inquiry again.
And then there'll be a national inquiry. So I reckon there's no risk of them not being able to get that ground ready because here there might not be a game at the MCG.
Well, there you go. Like it. Hey, you know what? They can manipulate it to happen. So yeah, they'll make it happen. Don't worry.
Of course they can.
And they want that game, so that game's going ahead. Don't worry about that.
We're going, aren't we? Surely. I'm the
we got an
biggest
invite, didn't we?
49ers fan. Did we?
Yeah. From my old mate, where are they now?
Oh, Ricey.
Yeah. Well,
serious?
Yeah. When we interviewed, he said, please, let's catch up. We said, yeah, all right, we'll make sure we go to Melbourne and catch up with you.
Well, he'll be rocking up in a private jet. We'll be driving, Timmy.
That's okay.
Steve Young.
Steve Young.
Steve Young.
Ricey.
Oh,
No.
sorry, I was thinking about,
Yeah, the
Steve
quarterback.
Young, yeah. Sorry. Anyway, let's go to a break. 8223 0000. Get on the blower.
Lots of time for your calls tonight. 20 minutes after 4. Our number is 8223 0000. And if you want to win prizes tonight, well, this is the right place to come. FIVEAA locker room tickets to give away. That's to the Port game on Sunday when they take on Essendon. Adelaide Thunderbirds tickets as well for Saturday, which we're looking forward to give away. Plus, we have tickets to Up at the Bend, the Riverbend Nationals, which is a fantastic event as well. So loads to win. Get involved. 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kiza leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas. They design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kiza. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger, more active and healthier life. Kiza, building strength with precision in Norwood and Glenelg.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie, family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia with a new fleet and 100% local Aussie service. And right now, Red Spot is giving you spot-on savings of 15% off every vehicle at every location. Book direct and save at redspot.com.au/radio. T's and C's apply.
Red Spot.
There's Fast, and then there's Nitro. This March, the ground will shake, the flames will rise as the fastest machines on the planet go all out at Riverbend Nationals. 2 days, full Nitro, full send. See top fuel Nitro funny cars, top door slammers, plus free family entertainment and non-stop action on and off the track. Dragway at the Bend, March 28 and 29. Don't just see it, feel it. Get your tickets now at thebend.com.au.
Now, if you're looking for the best trade tools in Adelaide, are you?
Yep.
Toolkit Depot, mate. Toolkit Depot brings all the top trade brands together under one roof. Now, we're talking brands like Milwaukee, Makita, DeWalt, Bosch, Kinchrome, Ego, Sigweld, Unimig, Pasload, Fluke and plenty others. Now, they've got 5 stores across South Australia, so wherever you're working, there's a Toolkit Depot nearby. Now, drop in, chat with their expert team. They are excellent, and they'll make sure you walk out with the exact gear that you need.
Yeah, so if you're flat out on site and can't get away, most tradies know that. Well, they're like that, aren't they? Well, there's just no worries with that. Toolkit Depot can come to you with a tailored solution that fits your business. And here's the clincher. with their price beat promise. So not only will they come out to you, you get through, you get there, bang, 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 they match prices. You guarantee the lowest price on your favourite tool brands. Check out toolkitdepot.com.au. Get it sorted today. Now, T's and C's apply.
Car battery died? Call Batteries Direct Adelaide now, and we'll come to you now. Batteries Direct at direct prices. Call 1300 558 174. For affordable on-the-spot battery replacement, call Batteries Direct.
Hi, it's Wayne from Wayne Villas Kia. There's hot summer offers on now across the Kia range. Experience the brand new EV4 and EV5 alongside the World Car of the Year EV3. They're all in stock and ready to test drive overnight. And right now, get up to $6,000 cash back on selected EVs with competitive leasing packages and amazing Kia finance deals. To approved customers, T's and C's apply. Don't wait. Come down and see us at SA's most awarded Kia dealership, Wayne Phillips Kia, 86 Main South Road, Ranella, or at waynephilliskia.com.au.
Toolkit Depot's price beat promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and TImmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
24 minutes after 4 on this Thursday. Teams tonight in an hour and a half's time, so we'll find out who's playing for your club, Crows and Power in particular. Massive Friday night game tomorrow, Crows and Bulldogs. Who are you getting behind? How's it going to play out? And Timmy's asked the question, what's a home ground advantage worth? Tell us, how many goals do you reckon? 8223 0000 is their number. Quinton's asked, does a 2-goal advantage for the home side work for the Tillies as well? We'd like that, wouldn't we? Let's check your traffic.
At Baraka, got a crash, Main North Road near Technology Drive. A breakdown at Lonsdale, the Southern Expressway near O'Sullivan's Beach Road. And Thurberton, Watermain, Port Road near Phillip Street, plus Emerging Council works there too. So she is super slow this afternoon. Cameras, Maxwell Tourist, Glenelg East and Shannon Avenue, Glenelg North. Hurry, the Audi Open House Demonstrator Sale event must end March 31. Secure generous contributions across a wide range of models at your preferred Audi dealer. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Well, it is. It's 25 past 4. Lines available. Please have your say. Now it'll do my head in, this. Is he going, isn't he going? Talking about Zack Butters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his best mate signed on yesterday and, you know, is that...
Jack Watkins for another year.
Has that got something to do with trying to keep him here and lure him here, all that sort of stuff? It's going to be speculation after speculation. Everett's leaking him to all these clubs and he's not going to stay, he is going to stay, and he'll just get on and play his footy because he's that sort of lad.
Yeah.
God, he's an absolute ripper. And there wouldn't be one club that hasn't at least rung his manager or tried to reach out. Not one. In actual fact, there might be. I don't think Crows would have.
Oh, I think there'd be a few that wouldn't. The main interest is from
is going back to Melbourne. That's it. That's it. Well, there's been many a player that's shown an inkling to go somewhere and then go somewhere else. I think of
Buddy Franklin.
Tippett's Tips.
Yep. Correct.
We thought Gold Coast, ended up at Sydney. Gee, Sydney tend to do it.
Well, they do it
Zack
well.
Butters for Sydney.
No, you never know.
Doggies coach Luke Beveridge, because we love Thursdays. All the coaches, or most of them, have their press conference either today or tomorrow. Here's Dogs coach Luke Beveridge asked about Zack Butters.
I think every club who's interested in Zack has either spoken to him and connected with him personally, you know, in the off-season, if him and his management have allowed them to. He's got a big decision to make as the year goes on, and I need to make sure I don't hound him.
Yeah, that's good. That's good awareness. He's in town, Luke, because the Dogs play them tomorrow.
Look, a manager handles all of those dealings, and they know what's on the table from each club. So
that's it.
There's no need, like he said, there's no need for me to hound him.
No.
The offer's there, we understand, and when you want to talk, come and talk.
What odds do you think he's done at Paddy Dangerfield, and he's already said, I'm going for a Bulls bounce, and this is my club of choice?
I'm saying 0.
0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's still in that process and will be for a while.
And I think Josh Carr thinks the same. Josh Carr.
The same.
There's not a team in Australia that wouldn't have Zack a part of their team. He's out of contract at the end of the year, and I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would like to get their hands on him. He's ours right now, and we're doing everything we can to keep Zack, and more importantly, as I've said the whole way along, I know how invested he is in our football club.
It's all that matters.
Yeah, spot
Live
on.
for today, mate.
And talking Bulldogs, nice text here from Jeff. How often has the Bulldogs played on Adelaide Oval in the past 5 years? Crows and Port normally play at Ballarat.
It's actually quite amazing. Just looking at the Crows and Bulldogs specifically, so since Adelaide Oval was built, the Bulldogs have only played the Crows at Adelaide Oval 3 times.
There you go.
In the same period of time, they've played at Eureka Stadium, which is Ballarat, 4 times, and they've played in Melbourne, Victoria, 10 times.
Jeff, that sort of answers the imbalance of that one. Spot on there.
Yeah, because Crows and Port do the heavy lifting with all those rural... Well, Port certainly do. You're the...
Yeah, we've done
the
a few.
Leyland brothers.
Yeah,
Same as us.
The Leylands. This one from Stephen to Stephen says, Rowey, can you please explain your deep thinking logic saying whoever wins out of the Crows and Bulldogs is the premiership favourite?
The early season premiership favourite. And I actually said it twice. You'd have to say that, wouldn't you?
After 2 games?
Well, look at how they're playing. Look at what they're doing. Look at the talent that's on the park and who's coming back.
The season's 24 rounds. I'd say let's wait for 6 rounds and go an early favourite.
I agree with that. But I'm just saying, if you look at the football this weekend and you look at the matchups, you name another matchup that's more salacious than this.
Oh, look, it's just a good early opening round game. I'm looking forward to it, but I can't put a favouritism on it.
Yeah, well, hang on, but there's already a bye. There's teams that have got a bye.
Yeah.
It's round 2 and teams have a bye.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to know how ridiculous the fixture is, that's it. This is the game of the round. Bang. And there's another one here. Rowey, Port have already confirmed 2 changes, Sweets in and Luco's in. Have they?
Hamish Hartland actually came out on radio in the last 20 minutes to say that. So that's where that's come from. So Sweet and Luco will play this weekend, expecting Vizentini and Lord to come out. But no
I'm
confirmation.
very happy about the Jordan Sweet one.
Yes. Well done. See, that's popular demand. You pressured. You. That's a Timmy Ginniverse selection, that one.
More footy to speak with Daisy Pearce and your calls on the other side of the 4:30 headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
There has been, whilst you've been sleeping, a significant shift in the oil barrel price.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
It's not good news, unfortunately, folks.
5AA Breakfast.
Right now, Brent crude's sitting at $109. Back on February 27, before the war with Iran began, the barrel price was about $72.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
So the prices you are seeing are the pre-$10 jump, if you know what I mean.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the 4:30 headlines. The energy regulator says electricity prices will come down for households and businesses from July 1 after releasing the draft default market offer. Pro Hart's widow has died in Adelaide at the age of 86. Former cyclist Rowan Dennis has raised eyebrows with his return to social media. And in sport, the AFL's Round 2 opener will be played tonight at the MCG. It's the Hawks v the Swans. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day, there are Mawson Lakes that crashed. The Salisbury Highway to the Dry Creek ramp. Parack, another collision. Main North Road near Technology Drive. And Thurberton Burst Watermain Port Road near Phillips Street. Plus emerging council works there too, so very busy for the drive home. Cameras, Airport Road, Brooklyn Park, and got one setting up right now. Military Road at Henley Beach. Need a new bed? Don't wait. Harvey Norman bedding floor stock clearance is on now. Mattresses, adjustable bases, bedroom furniture and more. Price to clear. More in store at Harvey Norman today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 15 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow, 27. Right now it's 27 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Left the bins out a day late? Yeah, it'll smell, but there's always next week. Missed your rego renewal. It happens, but hey, get onto it. Forgot Mum's birthday. That's dangerous. But leaving your pool to go green? That's not on. Fix it now at Pool Supermarket O'Halloran Hill, the mega store with every part, pump, chemical and toy you could need. The biggest range in Adelaide, plus free water testing. poolsupermarket.com.au. Don't leave it too late.
So you live on the gazillionth floor of an apartment building, and you were told no flies up here, mate. Guess what? They're wrong. Flies, mozzies, and even birds. How do you keep them out? How do you keep your pets in? Phantom Screens, that's how. Phantom Screens have retractable screen solutions for almost any situation. Single doors, sliding doors, stackers, you name it. Keep the creepy crawlies out and let the fresh air in. phantomscreens.com.au. Phantom Screens. Now you see it. Now you don't.
Oh, good stuff. It's Barnacle Bill for seafood and much, much more. Barnacle Bill tackling lunch and teas a breeze with big tasty feeds you gotta see to believe.
Good point. Delicious prawns, fish, calamari, scallops, spring rolls, chips and salads. I tell you what, it's mouth-watering, as well as Barnacle Bill's famous tartare sauce.
Oh, yes, sir, Bob. Now, if you've got a hankering for a burger, try Barnacle Bill's burgers. Schnitties with vegan options or veggie burgers. Need a sweet treat? Well, there's jelly, gelato, mousse. They're pineapple fritters.
Amazing. Love a pineapple fritter. Now, so, reel in your crew for some fish from the sea. It's got to be Barnacle Bill's, serving South Australians quality seafood and much, much more for over 50 years.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
26 minutes to 5. Looking forward to next weekend. Not this weekend, the one following, March 28 and 29, because up at the Bend, the top fuel dragsters and the Nitro Funny Cars are back. They take centre stage at the awesome Riverbend Nationals event, and we have a double pass for you to win. So if you'd like to go and head along, 8223 0055, call in. A double pass could be yours.
Well, another big round of footy coming up. It's only round 2, and we're looking forward to the Port game against Essendon on 7. And lady will be calling that is Daisy Pearce, Channel 7's very own. Daisy, thanks for your time.
Hi, guys. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Well, footy's back for you. Is this your first game for the year?
It is, yeah. Good to be back and in a commentary box and working with the Channel 7 team. And, yeah, it's been great having the footy on the last couple of weeks. It's, it seems like attack and offence has had a real comeback and resurgence over the last couple of years, and it's made for exciting footy in these opening 2 rounds. So looking forward to getting there and watching it up close and being involved and immersed in the game in the commentary aspect.
Brilliant. I think the Port and Essendon, they both had disappointing games round 1. It might be a 0-0 draw. No, it'll be a good game. Daisy, we had the coach, Josh Carr, on. And he admitted he might have got a few things wrong with his round 1 presentation. Isn't that refreshing to hear a coach say, you know what, I could have done things better?
Yeah, I think it is, and I think it's something that, I'm navigating myself, having coached now for a couple of years with the West Coast Eagles. It's, really important that you do that. We're in an environment where you're constantly giving your players feedback on what they did well and need to do better. So when you sense that you've got a bit of responsibility in it, which is often the case, it's good to put your hand up and quite healthy to point that out. I think it builds trust with your players and shows that ownership and vulnerability to go, hey, we're not going to get everything right. So I think it's really healthy and refreshing and good from Josh to do that.
Yeah. Daisy, we'll stick on the Port Essendon game on Sunday. What team are you more confident in on Sunday responding?
Well, I think, some of Port Adelaide's pre-season form, whether you read into that or not, it looks like they've really sort of adapted and changed in terms of the way they're going about it. They've traditionally been quite a contest-based and territory-type team under Ken for a number of years, and you can definitely see a shift in the way Josh has them playing a bit more high possession, looking for short kicks and maintaining possession, just keeping the ball moving quickly by seeing short targets and hitting it, and then also challenging by hand a bit more. They really want to take the ball forward, fight forward with the handball. So just seeing that shift and them really look to chain through by hand a number of times looks like him putting his blueprint on how they want to attack. And it's probably in line with where the game's heading in general. We're seeing that shift around the competition and it being an important thing that maybe some of the rule adjustments are allowing you to exaggerate a bit more. So it could be just that or it could be his signature. So definitely seen that change. And I think, last week they just didn't give themselves an opportunity to do that because they were soundly beaten around the ball and around the contest with North Melbourne, who to their credit just came out and looked really sound in that area. So I think that will be the area they will have honed in on after a disappointing round 1 performance. It could be a case of, maybe getting a step ahead where you skip past the bit where you have to go out there and continuously turn up and win the footy first and maybe thinking about what comes next afterwards, which can happen quite easily if you sort of haven't put value on it. So I do think Port Adelaide probably have the experience and the talent, and they'll respond a bit more than Essendon, who are on a journey themselves. I think they're so young and have, the numbers around the amount of debutantes and turnover they've had on their list in the last couple of years is extreme. So I think they're at a different kind of stage in their journey, and will take a little bit more time.
Daisy, in your time with Channel 7 and doing the AFL commentary, all the seasons you've seen, when do you reckon, what sort of round do you sort of see the top 6 pulling away? When do you reckon? How long does it take?
Oh, I think you get a fair idea after about 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I think the wild card round this year is an interesting addition to the format of the comp. And
that's not going into the women's, is it? Is that going into the women's?
I haven't heard. Okay. I'm not sure. It makes things interesting, and often, we do sort of replicate things that are coming through men's or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's been nice to send one back with the lasso rule.
Yeah.
But I think usually after about 8 weeks, I think like Brisbane's a great example. I mean,
yes.
They're 0-2 and haven't won a game yet, but
not
is
going
anyone
anywhere,
worried?
are they?
I'm not, because they've sort of navigated this in their premiership years as well, and it's probably been the hallmark of their success is their ability to navigate injury or form and just ride the waves and manage the season in its entirety rather than getting reactive after a couple of losses. And I think that's what the really quality teams do. I was fortunate enough to be at Geelong for a year coaching before I joined West Coast back in the AFLW as a senior coach, and to see, the way they manage the season rather than the week-to-week cycle was really impressive, and I think is probably how most successful teams sustain it. Teams like Brisbane and that, they've definitely got that confidence and preparation and planning to prepare themselves to be at their best at the back end of the season. So that kind of thing just takes a bit of time. But in saying that, I think teams like Gold Coast, Western Bulldogs, Sydney will have some injury challenges, but it's been pretty convincing the way that they've started the season, in that I think their form is real and it'll probably carry through and have them right up near the top of the ladder at season's end.
Yeah, one from me, Daisy. Who wins tomorrow night? Bulldogs and Crows. God, I reckon that's the game of the round.
Yeah, what a beauty. I think the Bulldogs have really impressed me. I think they've probably their best has been good enough over the last couple of seasons and have been challenged when they haven't had domination out of the middle of the ground. But I think with the depth and that they've added now through the middle, I mean, Ed Richards has become an out-and-out A-grade midfielder in the competition who impacts the scoreboard, whether it's his kicking them or just the way that he moves the ball inside 50 and is so damaging going forward. I think with his development, the versatility and freedom that it gives, A, how they use Marcus Bontempelli, and B, you don't have the luxury of, in years gone by, if you could really get at Marcus Bontempelli, there probably wasn't another really damaging one to hurt you, but now they've got both, which is really powerful. It's been impressive seeing some of their role players develop down back. I mean, when they went up to Brisbane in opening round, to see some of those young, untried names really standing up and playing their roles and fitting into the system shows a team that's taken a step, I think. I'm really intrigued to see how they go through the season. I think, they've got it. They're ticking a lot of boxes that I think will carry them through. So I think they'll win it.
Oh, damn it, Daisy. We were going well till you said that. Hey, welcome back. Have a great call and thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the footy.
Great work, Daisy Pearce there for Channel 7.
Absolutely, 7. And the game on Sunday at 2:45, Port Adelaide v Essendon, Adelaide Oval.
Lots to get excited about this weekend. Footy's back in Adelaide. It's 18-5. Let's check your roads.
Afternoon, a crash to look out for at Mawson Lakes, the Salisbury home to the Dry Creek ramp. Paraka crash there too. Main North Road near Technology Drive, and Thebberson Burstwater Main Port Road near Phillip Street. Plus emergent council works there too. So that's pretty slow this Arvo. Cameras, Maxwell Terrace, Glenelg East and Valletta Road, Fulham Gardens. The bedroom sale at Fantastic Furniture ends Monday. Save on gas lift beds with clever storage solutions. Perfect if you need more space in your bedroom. Oh, fantastic. T's and C's and exclusions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Only 8 days left. Final tickets are selling now for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. Get yours at homelottery.com.au. Don't miss your chance to win the $4 million grand prize, featuring the mortgage-free Scott Salisbury home in Henley Beach South and $300,000 cash. Final deadline is next Friday, but our last lottery sold out early. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Licence M14894.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, they've been raising the bar on servicing. It starts with next day servicing, free loan car, free vacuum and wash, and you can enjoy a free breakfast or lunch thanks to Villies. Your car will be in expert hands with a state-of-the-art service centre and factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we look after you and your car. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
FIVEAA is the treasure of the West. It's actually the treasure of our state. God, it's a good restaurant. Do yourself a favour. Pop in for a mouth-watering lunch or dinner. Once you have, you'll keep going back all the time like us.
Look, you'd be silly not to. I mean, if you love Italian cuisine, you've got to go to FIVEAA. There's mouth-watering Italian cuisine, of course. The entire range of pizzas from the pizzeria are amazing. The pizza oven, it actually fires up at 5 o'clock, so we're only 15 minutes away from that. So dine in or grab a couple on your way home. Do it.
Good.
On Grange Road, they are.
Yep. Now, besides the amazing food, I love their service at FIVEAA. They're warm, they're friendly, family atmosphere. Big Kev and the entire team, they treat everyone like their family.
Oh, that's spot on, and it's the perfect place for functions. Now, if you've got a birthday, a christening, engagement, wedding, whatever you got, maybe it's the best and fairest night, just go, because they can cater for up to 200 guests with 3 separate areas available. So, and don't worry, the best thing about this, everyone will walk away and say, how good was the food?
Oh, God, it's good. FIVEAA, open Tuesday to Sunday for lunch and dinner, 342 Grange Road, Kidman Park. You'll love it.
Unique, loyal, fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Driving for a courier company can feel like pretty thankless work, but at ASIT Transport Solutions, drivers often say, I just wish I'd joined 3 or 4 years ago. Why? Because there's always work. You're not waiting on the roadside for jobs to come through. ASIT is flat out right now, and for this month only, they're offering generous starter bonuses. If you're ready for something better, get in touch at asittransport.au or call them today.
With Big Difference Home Improvements, you can make a big difference to your next family gathering. Now, don't worry, it could be the Easter seafood feast or your next footy barbecue to get together with mates or your next quiet time all on your own. Just you, a nice book, your favourite beverage, outside, out of the weather.
Oh, goodness me. Big Difference Home Improvements make all the difference when it comes to outdoor blinds, roller shutters, verandas, pergolas, carports, or that stunning timber deck.
Absolutely. Everything they do makes a big difference, not just to your lifestyle, but to the value of your home. Now, whether you're in reno mode or adding to your new home, Big Difference, you've got to give them a call.
Yes, you do. Ask the Big D team for a free measuring quote today on outdoor blinds and carports, pergolas, verandas, and that deck.
A stunning deck. Now, don't just make a difference, make a big difference. Visit bigdifference.com.au for a free measuring quote or pop into their new showroom. Just as you turn on West Lakes Boulevard, you can see it there on your right. And if you've got any carpentry experience, the Big D team are expanding, so get in touch.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tyres. Grab 3 Falcon Zeek ZE 310R passenger car tyres and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttyres.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
At 12 minutes to 5, Where are they now? Coming up with one of the best ruckmen to ever do it, Simon Madden, at 5 o'clock. Looking forward to speaking with him. From one giant to another Biob and Swear Jar pledge. Riley O'Brien swears to deliver the latest Crows news and insights. He joins us now.
Crows big man Riley O'Brien.
You are the OG! Riley O'Brien!
On the 5AA Sports Show.
Well, the Mighty Crows, they take on Bulldogs tomorrow night, Friday night footy. I've billed this as the clash of the round. Joining us, and Tim, you'd have to say, last year, 2025, 5AA favourite, had a terrific year.
Absolutely, my favourite.
Riley O'Brien, welcome.
G'day, boys. I am super excited to be back for another year with you, blokes, so let's get into it.
Well, we're the same. We're rapt to have you back. Now, I want to start here. The captain's run today. Did Toby Murray get through?
I think he's under a bit of a cloud at the moment, Toby. So he had a little bit of a sore back. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see on the... I think the team's coming out tonight, don't they, Timmy?
Yeah.
Correct.
10 to 6.
10 to 5. 10 to 6, sorry, 5:50.
They'll be out in a couple of minutes. So, no, boys, we have to wait and see.
Okay. Well, just on that then, would that suggest to some that you're on standby if he doesn't come up?
No, I'm not currently in the emergency, so no, I'm not going to be playing this weekend. In the game, so another run in the Scooby Doos for me.
Yep.
So hopefully work my way back into the team soon, Rowey, but we'll see how we go.
Well, it's a long year, but I would have thought that if he was out and that's the structure they want to, ruckman to support Lockie McAndrew, you'd be straight in. So that would suggest to me if Toby doesn't come up, Ranken's in, and then Thilthorpe would have to do some ruck work and maybe Tex in the forward half. Is that how you read it as well?
Yeah, we've got a bit of flexibility there. Obviously, Thilthorpe's done a lot of work as a ruckman in the past, and we've got the tall timber down there as well. So I think that'd be the likely call for that. We've got some versatility with guys through those positions. So I think Thilthorpe's obviously the obvious one, and he's done a lot of ruck work in the past, and he plays as an extra midfielder, as we saw last week, actually, playing as a pure midfielder.
Hey, Riley, I have to ask the question. How early in the pre-season were you aware of this shift? You know, the way the centre bounce rule changed and the like, that maybe you perhaps wouldn't be in that starting lineup, which certainly was a surprise to me. But when did you sort of get an indication?
Yeah, it was obviously a massive shift in the rules, and didn't really start doing competitive centre bounce work until sort of late January and early Feb when you start doing match sim. And I guess early in those first couple of sessions, it obviously favours the pure jumpers and the taller guys because the speed at which they throw the ball up now instead of bouncing.
Yes.
In addition to not being able to cross the line, it comes very naturally to a tall guy and a jumper. So the first couple of times I struggled with it in terms of giving away frees by stepping over the line.
Right.
And not being able to outreach. So the first probably 2 sessions doing that was a bit of a struggle. But as you get more used to it, you get your flow back in the jumping and develop the craft in there. I've felt really comfortable the last month doing it. But yeah, the coaches obviously are really happy with how big Stretch he's going, and he's done a great job in the pre-season and last week as well. So he's got some serious strengths in that area.
I know that you're an incredible team man and you'll support everybody, but I'm just wondering when the coaches sort of alerted you to say, okay, mate, doesn't look like you'll be a starter.
Yeah. I was in the sort of the 18 for the first few match sort of sim sessions, and then for the internal trial, he became the starting ruck in the 18. So it's obviously always a bit of a shock when you're semi-dropped in a way, and it's sort of was a bit of a shock, but in terms of adjusting to that and just trying to work my hardest to get back into that team. So it's obviously where you want to be as an AFL player, and doing all I can at the moment to work on particularly that craft, but also just bring my strengths in other areas as well.
Did you get any ability to negotiate at all? It was like, give me just a couple of weeks of it.
Believe it or not, you have discussions, but I don't get to pull all the levers. So the coaches obviously have those discussions with you, and they're the judge, jury, and executioner, as they say.
Well, just on that, let's go back a little bit further. Before you signed your 3-year deal, did you, your manager, or the club have sight on this rule change?
Yeah, there was obviously talk about it last year, wasn't there, in terms of what the rule change was going to be, and there was talk about Greg Swan coming in and wanting to bring the jump back and that sort of thing, but probably the extent of that, yeah, it's hard to obviously foresee that, even when we got presented the rule in December. So it's obviously, it's been a pretty big shift away from being able to wrestle and use your body more and even use craft to jump in early. It's quite been quite difficult to do that so far. It's probably the combination of two things. Obviously the change from the bounce to the ball up really favours a pure jumper. Even a few years ago when on a wet game they'd throw it up, it became very hard as the collision-based ruckman to actually negate a jumper. And then in addition to that, you can't step over the line. So it's a bit of a double whammy to that rule, and it really tips it pretty far in favour of a pure jumper or a purely tall ruckman.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're not a jumper and you're not super tall, so I get that. You're a smart footballer, but you'll get around it and around the ground. I still think you're up there with the best. Gorn didn't like it, but he worked it out. I'm sure you will. It's a long year. You'll get in there, Riley. There's no shout about that.
As I said, I'm feeling super confident in there now. It was just probably the first couple of times doing it. You're sort of finding your feet, but I've really found some good rhythm and good flow in there and worked out. You have to be almost perfect with your timing to get across early and use your body and not give away a free kick. So it's just a bit of a learned craft, which is essentially a skill we haven't had to use as ruckman for 2 or 3 years since they changed the rule to become more of a wrestle.
Oh, God, over the journey that I know of, and let's say I've been in the AFL since the Crows first come in, has there been a position that's been more affected by rule changes than ruck? You can jump, you can't. You throw it up, you can bounce. You can't step over and you can't. You can't have a third jumper, you can. You can't have a third. Like, oh, my God, to be a ruckman, Rob. I told you.
I know. You've got to reinvent yourself constantly, Rowey. So even you got to nominate and all this sort of stuff. It's always changing, all little bits and pieces in the ruck. But you've got to try and be adaptable, mate, and just try and work it out on the fly.
So I would hasten to say that if our GM of football, Greg Swan, had to do a questionnaire out to every ruckman that's on the list now and said, do we bring this in or not, yes or no, simple yes or no, you'd have been a no.
I would have been. I really agreed with the concept of bringing back a bit of ability to jump, because I think even last year it became, if you wanted to jump, you couldn't really do it because of the ability to cross the line and obstruct the other ruckman. Whereas I think the rules 3 years ago, when before that point you actually couldn't obstruct the other ruckman, so you couldn't walk over the line and look at them or block them, similar to a marking contest. You couldn't actually block the other guy from having a jump. But you could also, in saying that, you could use craft to use different angles to actually jump early and walk across the line and then jump from there. I feel like that was probably the rule I would have voted for. Because it allows for a lot of craft while also allowing guys to have a jump at the ball. I think the rule at the moment, just with the arbitrary line being there for calling foot faults out, I think it's just not ideal. But I do really like the idea of having jumping back in the centre.
Bit over technical, the line for mine. How'd you been going in the sample trials? I know you went out north to Centrals and then you've got to go down south, I think, on Saturday to play that trial game. But they're obviously employing the same rule?
Yes, they are. Yeah. So had a couple of trials now, which has been good. Obviously had the internal trial, then we had a game against Woodville West Torrens down at West Lakes. And then a game up at Centrals. But been feeling good in the centre bounce space and then in the other spaces as well. Been good playing with the young guys and having a run around with them, and I've been feeling in a really good space.
Yeah, so you're fit and healthy, raring to go.
Exactly. I'm feeling probably in a better space physically and form-wise than this time last year. So
because I've checked in with every player we've spoken, every player we've spoken to, Rob. I've checked in. I said, "How's me mate going? How's me big mate going?" Because I know we developed a relationship last year here on 5AA.
We did. We have a very special relationship, me and you, Timmy. No worry about that.
I felt it was really one way. It was Tim's to you, not necessarily reciprocal. But
that's most of my relationships.
But Rob, you know what I'm like. We were +7 last week versus Collingwood Centre Square, and I was going, Rob, who?
Yeah, no, we were awesome last week in the centre bounce.
Yeah,
we were fantastic. I think we didn't hardly lost one in the first half. It was like we were doing a training drill in there. We're just tapping to one side and we're just handballing our way out through there. So hopefully we can continue that through the centre and continue the way we played last week because it was bloody impressive.
Okay, let's just quickly go to the Bulldogs. We've got to let you go. We know that. Their midfield's outstanding. They score from turnover, the Bulldogs. 11-6 last week. I think it was 10 goals the week before. They can turn it over and score. We're a turnover team. They're a stoppage team. Is it as simple as that? Both teams, forward to centre, super talented. How do you see it panning out tomorrow night,
Yeah,
Rob?
it's going to be a great game. We've seen a shut down their handball game, the way they're so slick with their hands when they get going. So if we can bring that contest and shut that down, we have done that pretty well the last 2 times we played them. So I think it'll be an awesome game. So much firepower on both teams. So we'll wait and see, mate. I'll be there with a bag of popcorn and water and enjoying the show.
Oh God! Don't mix popcorn and water. It's like when a horse eats a lot of chaff and drinks a lot of water. You blow up. You'll blow up, Rob. I'm telling you.
Okay, I don't need that, Rowey. I'm big enough, I reckon.
I think it was theoretically speaking.
Yeah, right. Hey, Rob, thanks for your time. We're looking forward to the year with you. Have a great game in the Sample. Hope we go well tomorrow in the AFL. It's a long season and you will have an absolute contribution. There's no doubt about that. Rob, thanks for your time.
Thanks, fellas, and looking forward to the year together.
See you, Rowey. All thanks to Buy Urban. I'll tell you what, the Buy Urban swear jar is about their pledge to do everything possible to make your bathroom or kitchen renovation the best experience it can possibly be, and I swear by it. Buyurban.com.au brings us Riley O'Brien.
Looking forward to him every Thursday during the season. It's time for the 5 o'clock news. Next, where are they now? With one of the great ruckmen, maybe the best of all time.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
This state election, it's a voting centres open all week thing. Saturday, March 14 to 21. And you can vote until 6 p.m. on Saturday, March 21. Voting, it's a good thing. Authorised by M. Sherry, Electoral Commissioner, Adelaide, South Australia.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. We've been helping Adelaide buyers and sellers for over 40 years. That's why so many South Australians look to us for real estate advice. Right now, in our Toop Vault, we're working with 8,794 buyers in Norwood, 7,809 in Rose Park and 7,751 in Toorak Gardens, all searching for their perfect property in these specific locations. If you're thinking of selling, visit toop.com.au.
Adelaide's news leader for 50 years. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 15 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow, 27. With the 5 o'clock news, good evening, I'm Mel Usher.
Nurse Next Door. We offer caregiving and nursing services to help you to stay at home. nursenextdoor.com.au.
The energy regulator says electricity prices will come down for households and businesses from July 1. The regulator has released the draft default market offer, which would reduce the cost of electricity by up to 10%. Households and businesses could save as much as $200 a year. Energy Minister Chris Bowen says it's been made possible as more renewable energy comes online.
This is not the end of the work on cost of living, far from it. I think anyone of goodwill would welcome a reduction in energy prices of this order. Obviously, this is the draft. The energy regulator will be working over the coming weeks on the final.
The main body representing farmers is welcoming the establishment of the new fuel supply task force. Wholesalers have been restricting diesel supply in the regions, blaming the conflict in the Middle East. The government argues this shouldn't be happening, and the task force will make sure fuel is able to get where it's needed. President of the National Farmers Federation, Hamish McIntyre, says it should assist primary producers.
Farmers too that only have short windows to get crops off and crops in when weather permits. So, look, it's great that the government's doing whatever it can do in this area to make sure that the fuel that is available is moved fairly and also it's affordable too.
Treasurer Tom Coodson-Tonis handed down his party's election promise costings today. He also took the opportunity to have a dig at One Nation.
I look forward to Mr Bernardi or Miss Hanson standing up today, getting off Miss Reinhardt's private plane and perhaps telling us how they'll spend their commitments. Of course they won't, because they've made none.
Pre-polling stations will be open for an extra 2 hours tonight. They'll close at 8 p.m. Large numbers have opted to vote ahead of Election Day on Saturday. Well, a woman has walked free from court with a suspended jail sentence over the death of a young motorcyclist at Aldinga in 2024. 28-year-old Elizabeth Meg Krantz of Clovelly Park was on cannabis and talking on the phone when she crashed into Danny Gailey, who died later in hospital. She pleaded guilty to causing death by careless use of a vehicle and has received a 20-month suspended sentence. Outside court, one of Danny's friends said it was what he would have wanted.
It's been going on for years now. I think the poor girl's gone through enough of what's happening. You know, it's going to be with her for the rest of her life. I'm so glad it all turned out as it did. This is exactly what Dan would have wanted. Yeah, he was a beautiful soul. I don't think he would have wanted to go on any longer and drag anyone down for any longer. Yeah.
Rayleigh Hart, the widow of artist Pro Hart, has passed away at the age of 86, her death coming 20 years after her husband. Rayleigh has been described as kind, loving and gracious. And another singer's back catalogue has been sold off. The late Tina Turner's music interests have been sold to a Swedish-based company founded by Bjorn from ABBA. Now turning to 5AA sport and a rare admission by a footy coach. Port's Josh Carr says poor messaging didn't help his team in their season opener against North Melbourne, the Power suffering a big loss first up.
And it started from me. It started from what I felt in some ways I may have led the players down that path. In the way the way I spoke to the players about North Melbourne and about what to expect, and I just thought I could have been better.
This weekend they face Essendon at home. Jack Lukosius and Jordan Sweet are set to replace Ollie Lord and Dante Vicentini. Todd Marshall is fine to play. Isaac Ranken is back for the Crows Western Bulldogs game at Adelaide Oval tomorrow night. Rory Laird says he's ready after serving his suspension.
He's actually super fit, like his tank's really, really good and endurance-wise, and I know how excited he is. It'd be pretty hard to get him off the ground, I reckon, so I think they might have to, though. He might blow up a little bit. It's always hard, the first 3 or 4 rounds to sort of get your legs, but a massive inclusion for us, obviously a superstar.
And the LA Lakers have had a win over the Houston Rockets, 124-116. Chicago Bulls defeated the Toronto Raptors. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Mawson Lakes, a crash, Salisbury Home to the Dry Creek ramp. Racker collision getting sorted there. Main North Road near Technology Drive. Thurberton Burst Watermain Port Road near Phillips Street, plus emergent council works there too at the moment. So pretty slow drive home if you're heading that way tonight. And cameras Marlborough Street, Henley Beach. Got one right now, Torrens Road at Cheltenham. Need a new bed? Don't wait. Harvey Norman Bedding floor stock clearance is on now. Mattresses, adjustable bases, bedroom furniture and more, priced to clear. More in store at Harvey Norman today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 15 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow 27, Saturday the same, Sunday sunny 29. Right now it's 27 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, some Adelaide petrol stations run dry. Why your Easter plans could now be at risk. Only take what you need. The Prime Minister's warning the crisis could get worse. The low-cost arthritis wonder drug that could treat clogged arteries. And the world's happiest country revealed. 9 News. Your news. 986 on 9 and on 9 Now.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
From Cairns to Canberra, Perth to Port Macquarie, you can rely on Red Spot to provide the perfect ride for your next holiday. We're the only Aussie family-owned and operated car rental company in airport terminals and cities all over Australia with a new fleet and 100% local Aussie service. And right now, Red Spot is giving you spot-on savings of 15% off every vehicle at every location. Book direct and save at redspot.com.au/radio. T's and C's apply.
On Booking.com, it's easy to book your holiday home. And thanks to no hidden fees, there's no more.
Guys, found an apartment. Wait. Added fees?
We don't do sneaky added fees, so you can go from home to holiday home with no dramas.
And relax.
On Booking.com, finding a holiday home's easy. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Well, what a great South Australian company Crowies is. And nobody knows paints like the Crowies. Their prices, their service, their quality. There's a store right around the corner from you. Doesn't matter what you're painting or staining, they'll be able to help. They've got the great team. They're either ex-painters, retired painters, but they're painters.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless. They had a mixed paint too.
Oh.
You take in a colour swatch and say, match that. Oh, can they match? They say, give me something harder.
So can you just, take a piece of the paint that was on, say, the timber?
Correct. Or the wall.
And say, I think this was heritage red. And then they take it away and go...
No, just take an off-cut of it.
That's it.
On a bit of timber or whatever you want and say, could you match that, please?
And I'll do it.
You know when you do a renovation, you want to match the colour?
Of course you do.
Mate, it's a snack.
Well, I'll be.
It's a snack. That's a Crowie snack.
Crowies. Just never cease to amaze
They would
me.
actually say, give me something harder.
Yeah, come on, mate.
Hey?
Yeah. And they said that wasn't a structural piece of timber, was it?
Timber, metal, tile, steel, render wallpaper, coatings. Crowies can help. They really do. They give you all the advice. You do it well, you do it once, and you do it at a great price. Their prices are amazing. Premium quality paint. Do this. Visit crowiespaints.com.au.
Star Discount Chemist's big brand vitamin sale is here. Big brand names at low prices, including Bioglan, Blackmores, Nature's Way and more. Go in store or online to shop. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show, the 5AA Sports Show.
Still to come, where are they now with one of the finest ruckmen to ever play, Simon Madden? The Crows and Power team selections will drop at 5:50 tonight, plus your last chance to win yourself 5AA locker room tickets to the Power and Bombers on Sunday.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
At 9 minutes after 5 here on this Thursday night. Love your calls during the program, 8223 0000. But right now, all thanks to Walco. They're at the centre of SA's biggest cover-up with their incredibly good-looking Walco mesh pool cover. It's time for our favourite segment.
The 5AA Sports Show's Where Are They Now? Past legends, past glories.
Well, this will test him. We thought earlier in the day he might be too far out. He's going to play on, around Irving, drop punt.
Oh, don't tell me.
What a kick! Unbelievable.
Yeah, the great Bruce McAvaney calling Simon Madden's goal there. Just took the mickey on the mark and ran around and kicked the goal. You always say, Rowey, look at the record. Well, the record is unbelievable. Played between 74 and 92 at Essendon, played 378 games, 575 goals, represented Victoria 17 times, twice a premiership player in 84-85, three-time All-Australian, 6 times in the VFL Team of the Year, which was basically
All-Australian.
All-Australian. 4-time Essendon best and fairest, 3-time leading goal kicker, Norm Smith medalist. It just goes on and on. It's amazing record. Simon Madden, it's an honour.
Oh, thanks very much, boys. But when you read that out, we haven't got time to talk. I have to go now.
Spot on. I mean, you're dealing with two Rovers here, Simon, so you can understand the respect that we have for you. And
we loved our ruckman.
Your art was unbelievable.
No, thank you very much, gentlemen. Very kind of you. Bobby Skelton, who always introduced him, well, his official name is Triple Brownlow medalist Bobby Skelton. He'd say that ruckman, anybody have a 6'3", the air's too thin, they don't think very well. And and people would say to me, does the rover make the ruckman or the ruckman make the rover? And I was like, I don't know, but what I used to do is I used to put an X on the rover's chest. I'd stand him over there, hit the ball to him, stand him on the other side, hit the ball to him, stand me over the back, hit the ball to him. Somebody said to me once, what if you put him in the same place twice and he gets cleaned up? And I said, well, go and get another rover. They're a dime a dozen.
I do like that.
I think you just answered it, Simon.
That is brilliant. Now, I'd like to go right back to the beginning.
That's a long, long time ago.
It is, but were you zoned to Essendon? Is that how you got there?
Yeah, in the old days, mate, I lived in Airport West, which is a suburb not too far away from Essendon, and right next to the Essendon Airport. That's not a great, a really, really great name for a place, really innovative. Where is it? It's west of the airport. Okay, let's call it Airport West. It's just fantastic. And so, my older brother, a lot of people don't know, had an older brother, Paul, who's a very good footballer, but he had a rock and roll band, and that was more important. And so Des Tudham called into our place one day in November, I think it was 73, and Paul had played in the under-19s that year, and he wanted him to come back, and he went, and Paddy said, well, do you want to come and train? I was 15 and 10 months, 15, 11 months. He go, do you want to come and train for us? What do you think the interest? Yeah. So I went up after Christmas into January the first training, in 16 in year 11 at school, and ended up playing 6 games that season as a 16-year-old. That's ridiculous. You wouldn't do that. You can't do it there.
It's incredible.
So it was sort of strange and wonderful, but it was, every kid's, starry-eyed dream to play for a league club. And because I was in the zone, that's what happened. You got a chance to go to the nearest club, and I went, and 19 years later, they got rid of me. So there you go.
Now, during that early time, you said Des Tudman was the coach. There was quite a few coaches before they ended up settling on Sheeds for the next 25-odd years. But how did you go in those early days, and who was a good influence for you?
Well, no, they're all good coaches to me. Tuddy got me started, and as I said, he was as tough as nails. And if he said jump, you said how high, how long do I stay here, what do I do while I'm up here, that type of thing. Billy Stevens was a real developer. I won a best and first under him. Barry Davis was ahead of his time. I won a best and first under him.
Wow.
And then the Kevin Sheedy came along, and you want 2.5 hours for the first chapter of the book on Kevin Sheedy. It was unbelievable. So all the coaches have been a good influence on me from the start. So but then Sheed's course took us to another level, made us real professional, gave us all the football, and said you got to treat it like a baby, take it home, look after it, bring it to training. Your skills aren't as good as you think. You got to wear footy. You got to wear the Essendon gear to training. You can't have any other thing wearing. You got to have your socks up, your jumper tucked in. He really had this meticulous view of what football had to be about, and so probably took us to and recruited very well with a lot of good young players, and took us to another level.
Certainly did, 84, 85. I won't jump straight to that. But was he an instant success? I mean, he was a Richmond gun. He was a star, in actual fact, premiership player.
Well, mate, I played against him. So when he came in, he'd been assistant coach, a skills coach, and had been a development coach, and he was the first full-time coach. So I knew him as a nasty back pocket player.
Yeah.
So, I'm saying, well, what's this bloke going to bring along to us? But we lost, I think, the first season. I was captain, and he sacked me as captain, so we got along real well at that stage. I was on the selection committee. You wouldn't do it now that, the captain doesn't have a say in selection, but back then he did. So on the Tuesday night after training, we'd lost 5 out of the first 6 games, I think, and he picked himself in the back pocket.
No way.
And then everybody around the table had to talk him out of it. And I'm sitting there going, well, he's the coach, I'm the player, and I got to tell him no. And it actually had a knee operation. He had a slight limp, and so he said, "I'll pick." I was, "Oh mate, you can't pick yourself. You're not fit enough. You're still a limp." And he went to me, "Oh, have I? Oh," and so that really sort of put the kibosh on that. But the only person who put their team in, had him in it, was him. So nobody else agreed with it.
Oh, I cannot believe that story, Simon. That wouldn't be common knowledge.
No, there's a little bit of history for you. So,
I love it.
Somebody said I should, write the book, and I said, look, if I write the book and tell the truth, I'll have no friends.
Yeah,
really.
that's right.
Well, Cornsey used to always say, you write a book, someone gets hurt. Yeah. Simon Madden, our guest, what a star. Let's jump straight to 84, 85, back to back. That team, those teams, the players, the way you beat, I mean, they're still one of my 2 favourite flags. God, you guys were unbelievable then. Share some of the stories.
Oh, look, it was, look, now this, I say this to the footy people, but the Hawthorn people, just think about this, right? So this is Hawthorn in the 80s, and just out of the 80s, just in grand final. So 83 win, 84 lose, 85 lose to us, 86 win, 87 lose, 88 win, 89 win, 90 miss out, 91 win. So there is a huge, right, there's a huge streak. Well, we beat them twice, so we must have been all right.
Yeah,
and we got beaten in 83 by a record losing score back then. Luckily, it's been beaten 2 or 3 times, so nobody talks about it now.
Keep going.
But at that stage, it was a record losing score, and it was. And I think the VFA back then had actually got the game onto cable tally in America as a big push. And we were so bad that they cut it at half time and went to something else because they said the game wasn't good enough to be shown on cable telly.
Wow.
So that was a real kick in the gut. So. And luckily, we got in, and not many teams get another chance, so we had another chance. So in 84, we you're not sure, are you the best team? You're not the best team. You you get up there, you lose, you win. And then 85, we're the best team. And one of the things good teams do is, the poor teams, you shouldn't say bad, but poor teams, lose, win one. Oh, that's great. Then lose.
Yeah.
Good teams, win, drop one. Oh, we don't like that. We won't do that again. Win, I drop another. Oh, that reminds us we won't do that again. And we were like that. We would just, and there was only 4 changes between 84 and 85. So that group of players was a very, very good, very, very good group of players. And there were stars on every line. And you talk about, I know it's old names for you young listeners, but Paul Vanderhart, Terry Dinner, Tim Watson. And Tim Watson started at 15 and 10 months. Don't worry about me being young. His first year was 15 and 10 months. And lesser names, but great players. Merv Nagel, Glenn Hawker, Alan Ezard. You just keep going. And even the blokes who might not have had big names were at their best at that time. And the pressure on selection, and it's a thing about any good side is it's not who am I going to put in, it's who the hell do I leave out.
Yeah.
And we were in that situation where you're saying, well, geez, like, how do I leave him out? But you had to because you only had 20 positions. So it was a great time to play footy. It was a great team to be involved in, and some great memories, of course.
Simon, going back to that 83 one that you lost, I've spoken to Paul Weston and I know that...
Wasn't he great in those two finals?
And he spoke to a couple of guys here because they got beaten in a local grand final, West Torrens versus Woodville West Torrens versus Centrals, and they got a bad toweling. And they spoke to Paul Weston and said, what happened after 83? Because how do you bounce back after, that really bigger loss? And he said, basically, Sheedy said, I'm not going to pick anybody who's not a self-starter. And that side, when you look at 84 and 85... all of those blokes, I would imagine, were just self-motivated.
Oh, look, and definitely not. And I think, most of the games are played above the shoulders, but I think you've got to give Sheeds credit because it was this that year in '84. Like we hadn't beaten them for a while, and the second semi, some people said was one of the great games of the era. We got beaten by 7 points, and it was, I think Rodney had kicked a goal in the goal square with about 5 seconds to go to make it from 1 point to 7. And we went into the room, and you're just devastated. And Sheeds was very good. In all his madness, he's very good at being positive. And he said, right, boys, yes, they're the best team. Yes, we haven't beaten them, but he put his fingers, really close against them. We're that close to it. We're just that close. We do this and this. And so you go into the meeting with your heads down and you come out with your heads up your chest going, yeah, we've got a chance. And the team were just really keen. There was no, you could get pushed out of the team real easy. I said, who do you leave out? If you're not up to scratch, you get pushed out really easily. So it was, and with such good talent, and it's an interesting one too. Even in modern footy now, it's not about just games played; it's games played together.
Yeah.
And so, every now and then, and Paul Weston said, I came over and helped you win premierships. And we say, well, mate, you lost them all over in South Australia. Then you come over and you won them with us. Thank us, not we should be thanking you.
Oh, Cyberman, now guess what a player he was. 84, 85, you won the Norm Smith. Jeffrey Epstein knocks on your door and says, here's a couple of million.
Jeffrey Edelston.
Sometimes I nearly go Dr. Frankenstein. I mean Dr. Edelston because he was building him. He was building a monster in Sydney. That's what he's trying to build up this great big site. And it was it's just a little one and a bit of a trivia. I got a North Smith medal in '85, and I'm the only ruckman to have a North Smith medal, which tells you about how the game's changed.
Wow.
So. Paul Deere, who was a ruckman at times, got a North Smith medal, and someone said, "But who was a ruckman?" They said, "But that day he got 2 tap outs." So I don't think he was playing in the ruck. You can't give a ruckman a North Smith. He was actually playing forward and had a great game. So, correct. And since then, no other ruckman, which I'm a bit disappointed in because I think the emphasis should be on the ruckman. But I know. Then it's part of my folklore, I suppose, Essendon folklore. But the good Dr. Edelston came chasing me. He's chasing everybody. And think about this. You end up. What's a bit bargaining power. So I won the best and fairest in '83. Won the best and fairest in '84 in a premiership year. And '85 won the Norm Smith medal, and then was out of contract.
Wow.
And so he's chasing people, and so we had a meeting. I can give you the half-hour version, but you have to pay for that. That's what a sportsman's like. But he offered me back then. So think about this as in the end of 1985. $100,000 upfront cash to sign and $450,000 over 3 years. Now you probably these days just add a Norton and then some. So I would have been the highest paid player, and. And look, it was an interesting one because, you know, we looked like we could have kept going. Well, we didn't win another premiership. We got in the grand final, but didn't win. But we looked like we could be a good side. But what he wanted to do, he wanted to get Merv Nagel. And I was speaking to someone recently. Said Merv was in the other room when I was waiting. And the door was open. I was at our manager's place, Peter Jess in Essendon, and I'm in one room, the door open, and Merv comes out of the other room, opens the door, and I look at him and said, "What do you reckon, mate?" He said, "See you in Sydney," straight out the door. You know. The good doctor wanted to break up Sheets' team. He wanted me. He wanted Merv. I think he wanted Glenn Hawke. He wanted a couple of others. He wanted us to train. This was Caulfield Cup morning. He wanted us to train on the Monday. Because he wanted to show Sheeds that he'd broken up the premiership side and that he wouldn't be able to do it again, so he'd come to Sydney, and he was trying to get Sheeds as the coach. So it was a lot of manoeuvring. But it was funny because Sunday morning I was out of contract, of course, so you had to inform a player. That you made an offer to them. So Barry Capdown, as general manager, rang me on the Sunday morning, and we had kids and they're running around. You know what a household is like on a Sunday morning. Answer the phone, and there's no mobile phones then. You answer the phone. And it's Barry Capriano, general. He says, "Simon, hi, how are you?" "Good." He said, "You know I'm ringing?" I go, "Yes, I do, Barry." And his voice breaks. He goes, "I don't think it's right." and I went, "Yes." I said, "Yes, they are, Barry." He said, "We can't match that." And I said, "Well, just show me you want me." And now Rick, so it worked out really well. It's fine, really good.
Gee whiz, unreal, mate. That is amazing.
So what they did, they couldn't match it, but there's ways and means of make it, play a bit longer, get an extra bit of money here. Yeah. Nothing under the table. There was no brown paper bags in my life. It's very disappointing. And I didn't have to worry about the taxman chasing me. It was all good, but it worked out well. And my mother, who, God rest her soul, lovely lady, said you can take the boy out of Essendon, but you can't take Essendon out of the boy. I'm not sure that's true, but I think maybe it's a little bit true.
A one-club legend, Simon. That's what it ended up being, mate. Unbelievable. We could talk on and on and on. Looks like a lot of people that are listening out might have to get you over here for a sportsman's night.
Yeah, not right.
And
I'll book you.
I'm not cheap, but geez, I'm good. Okay.
Simon, incredible,
Very
mate. Thanks for your time. You're an absolute star.
Well, good on you, boys. Keep up the great work, and whether it's South Australia, West Australia, anywhere over Australia, it's good to hear people being positive and enjoying their footy, mate, because it brings us all together. It's great.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
Simon Madden, our guest. What an absolute champion. You know what? Gee whiz, what a character. You know what we'll do? We'll get his brother, Justin Madden, who played just as many games nearly for Carlton. So
we've got a text there who slept on the top bunk.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Top bunk.
Oh, look, it's always a great where are they now? All thanks to Walco. It's SA's biggest cover-up. Walco's mesh pool cover keeps leaves and debris out of your pool all year round. And because it's pulled super taut, it never sags, looks great. Ask Walco about their mesh pool cover.
Let's do this.
'Cause I'm TImmy G.
We want to get you to the footy on Sunday in the very best seats in the house, the 5AA locker room. These are so good. Adelaide Oval, when Port Adelaide and Essendon go head-to-head on Sunday, 2:45. If you want a beverage package, you want to see the players in the change rooms, you want food, you want the best seats, 8223 0055. Play the quiz next. Here's your roads.
At Mount Barker, a crash, Adelaide Road near Mount Barker Road. Mawson Lakes, a crash there too. Salisbury, Howdy, the Dry Creek Ramp. And Pracker, another collision, Main North Road near Technology Drive. Got some works at Theberton. Burst water main getting sorted, plus some roadworks, so she's very slow through there tonight, and a Camera Military Road at Henley Beach. Need a new bed? Don't wait. Harvey Norman Bedding floor stock clearance is on now. Mattresses, adjustable bases, bedroom furniture and more. Price to clear. More in store at Harvey Norman today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and TImmy G.
This state election, it's a voting centres open all week thing. Saturday, March 14 to 21. And you can vote until 6 p.m. on Saturday, March 21. Voting, it's a good thing. Authorised by M. Sherry, Electoral Commissioner, Adelaide, South Australia.
Hey, it's DJ Vasiljevic here, captain of the Adelaide 36ers. I know the importance of a home court advantage. And when it comes to building, South Australia is the home court for Sterling Homes. For over 50 years, they've been building quality homes here. So, whether it's your first home or your next big move, if you're looking to build, look no further than Sterling Homes and get the home court advantage today.
Discover the refreshed Volvo XC60 at Volvo Cars Adelaide. This mid-size plug-in hybrid SUV delivers effortless Scandinavian luxury on every drive. And this month, simply test drive the XC60 and you'll go into the draw to win an unforgettable experience at Minato Safari Park. Smarter, safer, designed around you. Experience the refreshed Volvo XC60 today at Volvo Cars Adelaide. Book your test drive at volvocarsadelaide.com.au.
How good was Simon Madden?
Great
We
sense
wanted
of
to
humour.
do a part 2 because we only got halfway
he was
through
good.
it.
Yeah, I know. I had a great question for him.
And I had a faux pas. Is that the word?
It was a big faux pas.
Okay. It's the best Beechwood home yet. End of story. A bold new era at Beechwood design is now revealed at Craigieburn Farm. It's Craigieburn Farm. The multi-level stunner is a masterpiece of innovation, luxury and style, Timmy G.
Look, the house is inspired by the glamour of Palm Springs in California. So Caliente is the name, and it's designed for entertaining and effortless relaxation. Now, it's perched on a high side, and it offers breathtaking views, multiple indoor and outdoor living spaces, and a show-stopping pool. We've been there. You got to go. You got to see the Caliente.
My God. Oh, my God. Now, if you prefer to stay in, lounge by the fireplace, savour a bottle from the climate-controlled wine room as you walk in this massive door, it's just to the left, or take the elevator, which is just to the right, to whatever floor you want. Incredible home designed for all generations. Even my Jodie went, wowee.
Yeah.
Hard to please that woman, but she went, wow.
The team at Beechwood Homes has gone all out. They can't wait for you to experience the Caliente. It's open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 till 4:30. It's at 10 Simon Crescent, SYMON, Simon Crescent, Craigieburn Farm. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Are you always struggling to sleep, no matter how tired you feel? Do you spend most nights tossing, turning, looking at the clock and thinking about the next day? Introducing Caruso Super Magnesium Glycinate Plus Sleep. Caruso Super Magnesium Glycinate Plus Sleep relieves sleeplessness and restless sleep. It also reduces the time it takes for you to fall asleep. So if you're craving a good night's sleep, try Caruso Super Magnesium Glycinate Plus Sleep today from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
There's fast, and then there's nitro. This March, the ground will shake, the flames will rise as the fastest machines on the planet go all out at Riverbend Nationals. 2 days, full nitro, full send. See top fuel nitro funny cars, top door slammers, plus free family entertainment and non-stop action on and off the track. Dragway at the Bend, March 28 and 29. Don't just see it, feel it. Get your tickets now at thebend.com.au.
You wake up in the morning, there's 2 scam texts and a fake invoice email on your phone. It's the never-ending war against scammers. But Australian banks are fighting back. Intelligence sharing between banks will identify new types of scams faster. A new payment system to make sure you pay the right person is being rolled out. Unique identity checks will help combat identity theft. And there'll be more double checks when you're paying someone new. Australian banks are working to protect you.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
5:30. Let's get you to the footy.
I'm Timmy G.
You beauty. We got locker room tickets, a double pass into the Port Adelaide v Essendon game, 2:45 at the Adelaide Oval. We all know how sensational those tickets are. Let's go to Andrew. Now, what we're doing is nearest the pin, Andrew, without going over the total. Okay, so we need to be under and the closest to the pin. Andrew, the question is, how many tackles did Damien Hardwick have over his whole career?
Oh, go boys. Tough one. I'll say 315.
Okay, let's write down 315 for Andrew. Michael?
Yeah, tough one. I'll go 125.
125. Michael, thank you. Chloe?
I'll go 390.
390. Thank you.
Smart one, Chloe. Good
Josh?
Josh, did you say?
Yeah,
Yep,
Josh.
that's you.
Let's go 200.
200. And last but not least, Matt, what's your number?
401.
401. Okay. The number was 398 tackles. with 390. Congratulations. You're going to the locker room. Have you been before?
No, I haven't.
Well, you're going to have a marvellous time. Honestly,
You'll love it, Chloe.
You get reserve seating,
Excellent.
pre-game dinner, you get halftime balfours, you get 5-hour beverage package.
Knaps.
It will be
Yay.
sensational. Good luck, Chloe.
Thank you so much. Excellent. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations.
The Knaps are really good.
Oh, yeah.
Knaps.
Canapes.
And the great thing about it is the room. You can look into the rooms because there's a one-way glass.
Watch 'em
So you
warm
can
up.
see everything,
See
Chloe.
half-time,
You
post-game.
will love it.
That is fantastic. Heaps of those across the season of footy for Port Adelaide home games. Brendan Lade from the Western Bulldogs next. Their midfield coach, how will they beat the Crows?
Rowey and Timmy G.
The 5AA Sports Show.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening. Mel Usher with the 5:30 headlines. 3 men have been arrested in SA over the abuse of public office and fraud offences. The Consumer Watchdog is investigating 4 major fuel suppliers over allegations of anti-competitive conduct. Rayleigh Hart, the widow of artist Pro Hart, has passed away at the age of 86. And in sport, Port and the Crows will release their teams for round 2 in the next half hour. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Mount Barker, a crash Adelaide Road near Mount Barker Road. Mawson Lakes, a crash there too. Salisbury, Holdey, the Dry Creek Ramp. And Praker, another collision, Main North Road near Technology Drive. Got some works at Theberton. Burst Water Main getting sorted, plus some roadworks, so she's very slow through there tonight. And a Camera Military Road at Henley Beach. Need a new bed? Don't wait. Harvey Norman Bedding floor stock clearances on now. Mattresses, adjustable bases, bedroom furniture and more. Price to clear. More in store at Harvey Norman today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 15 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow, 27. Right now it's 27 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
In the lead up to the 2026 South Australian state election, 5AA will keep you informed.
It's just another example of our state leading the world.
Join David and Will for 5AA breakfast from 6 a.m. for the latest announcements and opinion.
Pick a poll, any poll.
Then stay across the developing stories across the day with Graham Goodings from 9.
Housing is still a major issue.
And Stacey Lee from 1 p.m.
How can anyone believe your election commitments?
You won't miss a thing.
We're just focused on affordability.
The 2026 state election on 5AA.
Always informative. Always Adelaide.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, they've been raising the bar on servicing. It starts with next day servicing, free loan car, free vacuum and wash, and you can enjoy a free breakfast or lunch thanks to Villies. Your car will be in expert hands with a state-of-the-art service centre and factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we look after you and your car. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
The Adelaide Showground Farmers Market has a producer's guarantee. Everything is produced by the people selling it, so it's all local. It means you know who distilled your gin, who baked your bread, whose chooks laid your eggs, and who picked your veggies. It means less food miles, reducing your carbon footprint, and your food is tastier, fresher, and often lasts longer. Join as a member at the Adelaide Showground Farmers Market to save 10% on everything all year long. Visit us every Sunday morning from 8:30 to 12:30.
Let's take a moment to listen. At Improving Lives, that's where care begins. Listening also means taking responsibility. That's why our care is nurse-led and clinically guided, with real oversight, real review, and shared accountability. You're not left managing risk on your own. We stay involved so you can feel confident that every decision is thoughtful, supported, and safe. Improving Lives Aged Care and Disability Support. Different by listening.
Now, real estate is booming in SA, and with Toop & Toop's proven strategies, they're connecting motivated buyers with the right homes and ensuring no opportunity is missed. None.
Well, you don't want to. Bronte Manuel and his team, his great team, have been helping Adelaide buyers and sellers for over 40 years. That's why so many South Aussies look to them for real estate advice.
Now, right now, they're working with, get these for numbers, 8,794 buyers in Norwood, 7,809 buyers in Rose Park, and 7,751 buyers in Toorak Gardens. They're all searching for their perfect property in these specific locations. Now, that is through their own Toop Vault.
and they always able to get that one with the thicker wallet to sign the contract to sell the house for you, the vendor. So if you're thinking of selling and would like to know how many buyers we're working with in your suburb, head to toop.com.au to see how they can help you get the best result.
This state election, it's a voting centres open all week thing. Saturday, March 14 to 21. And you can vote until 6 p.m. on Saturday, March 21. Voting, it's a good thing. Authorised by M. Sherry, Electoral Commissioner, Adelaide, South Australia.
Here is a public service announcement. There is an industry-wide safety requirement to ensure all phones can connect to emergency services. If your phone is running an outdated software or purchased overseas, you need to take action. Some handy tips. Make sure your device has the latest software. You can easily check this within your phone settings or contact your telco for help. If you receive an SMS or email from your telco, follow instructions to ensure your phone is meeting the required standards.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
22 minutes to 6. The team selections for round 2, both the Crows and Power, will be named in 12 minutes' time.
Ooh, looking forward to that. Crows take on the Bulldogs tomorrow night, Adelaide Oval. It'll be live on 5AA. Joining us, Premiership player for Port, now Dogs midfield coach Brendan Lade. Lady, welcome.
Hello, guys. It's been a while.
How are you, my man?
Good on you, big fella.
Can I tell you, you guys are flying. Have you got your game in order early?
Yeah, we started quite well. Very good win against Brisbane and followed up last week with GWS, but under no illusions that Adelaide won't be tough at home. They only lost 4 games, so minor premier last year, and we're expecting a pretty fierce battle, that's for sure.
Most teams love the turnover game, not that you don't, but your scoring comes from your stoppage 11-3 last week against GWS, 6-6 the week before. That's an impressive number, lady, and when you get that right, you guys generally win.
Yeah, we've been able to score the last couple of years from stoppage, which has, alleviated a little bit of the pressure on that turnover game, but I think we're one of the highest scoring turnover teams last year as well, so we're generally very balanced, and sometimes we have some days out from stoppage, and last week to kick 5 goals from centre bounce and 4 from forward 50 is quite impressive from the boys, so hopefully we can repeat it, but I think the Crows would have went to work on it, and they're going to be trying to stop it.
And they've got a big rooster in there that get his glove onto it. There's no doubt about that. Look, it's only 2 games in. I get that. Your top 8 record last year, you'd be fully aware of that. You only won 2 and you lost 9 against those top 8 teams. Have you got the game or strategy or players or development that you feel like you've bridged that gap? And it started well, because you'd have to say the 2 teams you've just beat, top 8 teams. So you got that in order, you think, lady? Was that a work on?
It's not something we focused on, beating the top 8 sides. It was just more about our consistency around the contest, and we went to work on a few areas in that regard, and a little bit of our team D as well. Our last game against Fremantle to play in the finals, we had some big failures through the second quarter, and we went to work on that a little bit, and got some results in the early games, and hopefully it continues now.
Lady, the numbers, as Rowey was mentioning, that you play well in, I'm just wondering, what are the KPIs that you guys look for when you win? What are the ones you need to win?
Well, it's different for every team, Timmy. It's we're a little bit different as well. We'll have games where some KPIs will be well in front of others. In our midfield, we like most midfields, we go after contest and pressure as much as anyone.
Yep.
I think a stat for everyone, every team in the league is the post clearance ground ball, which is when it's not in a stoppage, how hard you're working contest to contest. Are you able to win those contests when you get to them? So that's something every team focuses on, and we're no different. We try and get good results in that space, and with our midfield and our ability to run, we think we can get an advantage on some teams in that space.
When you lose, is it simple as those numbers aren't there?
Yeah, definitely. Some of our mids definitely know that if we don't pressure and they come after a game, they've had 2 tackles or 20 pressure points or whatever it might be we're looking at, it's nowhere near good enough for their game. So it's just something we go after as a group, and this week will be no different. Their midfield got on top of us last year, and so did their big key forwards. So it's something we need to look at and rectify, and hopefully the form we're in, we can do that.
Big Tim English, he's developing every year. He gets better and better. But what's he tried to develop this year in his game?
Well, the new centre bounce rules definitely helped him.
Yes.
He was quite influential last week. I think our second half we went 12 clearances to 2 in the centre bounce, and he won maybe 10 hit-outs to 2 or something. It was ridiculous. So he's focused on that a lot. He loves the transition game because he can run. He helps out in defence and offence, and we just try and fuel that as much as we can, and we'll give him more rest at times on the bench, and other times we'll get him to play a full quarter. So he's capable of both of them, and at the moment he's getting a fair bit of rest, and he's performing quite well when he's on.
I was going to say at the club, who's the understudies coming up? You got 1 or 2 under your wing?
In the ruck space, sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to pinch Sam Darcy if I could. That'd be a nice one to put in there. No, look, we've got a couple of young guys in the VFL at the moment who are developing. If something did happen to Tim, we'd probably go a bit smaller and try a different thing. But it's great to have Tim playing so well at the moment, and we obviously got some backups in Lob and Darcy who can help out on game days.
You a fan of the ruck rule? Does it favour you guys?
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Same as the Crows. Well done. It does. But we had Riley O'Brien on earlier. It didn't favour him. And do you know any other position on the field where there's been so many changes to the ruck rule, lady?
No, well, it was only about 2 or 3 years ago they were allowed to cross the line, lock a ball up and do that. So we didn't like that rule very much. Not that we lobbied to change it or anything, but it took all the craft away of being a ruckman. It was just turning into a wrestler, and it was taller and stronger. So I like it this way. It gets people to actually think about how they're going to ruck and how they're going to jump, not jump, all those things. And I think it's good to expose the rucks to that.
Yeah. Ed Richards, we have to say congratulations. His 150th tomorrow night, his first BNF, his first All-Australian. How come it took you clowns down there at Bulldogs that long to get him in the midfield?
I've only been there 3 years, mate. As soon as I got there, I got him in there.
Yeah, that was the next one. Whose idea was that? He has been superb, lady.
No, it was a coaching group decision. Bevo's really strong at this club on players playing other positions. So we go through at the start of pre-season what's their second position, and then probably in January we have a match simulation, probably a whole quarter we do, where they all play in their secondary position. And on this day a couple of years ago, Ed Richards went in the midfield for a quarter. He would have had 6 or 7 clearances and 12, 13 touches, and just, wow, what's this? And then it took to about round 4 or 5 to get him in there because we had a few injuries, and just hasn't looked back and turned into a quarter weapon, which is great.
Yeah, last one, lady. Both teams super talented forward of the ball. Your midfield's outstanding. I'm worried about your back 6. They're a bit small. I don't think they can control the Crows' front 6. That'll be the difference for me.
You're talking as a Crow supporter or as an analyst now?
I'm not too sure I've ever been called an analysis, lady. I talk through my wallet and my loyalties. Hey, lady, where you go.
No, look, they're quite strong in front of the ball. And Ranken coming back in is going to just add more headaches for us. But we've defended quite well as a team. I know the back 6 is just part of your defence, but we need to help out in the midfield and the forward line, so we think we can get that done.
Good work. Hey, lady, love chatting to you, mate. You're doing a terrific job. Watch and see your success from afar. Hope one day you get to be a senior coach. I'm sure you want to be, but that'll come in all due course, mate. Thanks for your time and well done.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
See you later.
Work. He is a terrific footy brain. I love how he talks.
Oh, did you see him play? I mean, how smart was he?
Well, he's a ruck with Matty Primus. They had to change the rule because of Matty, and it actually favoured him as well. The ruck rule, over the years, someone will write a book.
So true.
He's a ripper, lady.
Speaking of the ruck, on the other side of this 4-minute ad break, the 4 minutes away, the teams drop for Crows and Power. And I tell you what, there is a story brewing at the Adelaide Crows.
Ooh.
Toby Murray.
Hot off the press?
Well, Let's just hang tight for the official team news, but it sounds like he may not be playing. So we'll find out next after we check your roads who's playing for the Crows and who's in for the Power.
G'day there. Mawson Lakes, a crash getting cleared up. Salisbury Hoe near Dry Creek Ramp. Parak, another collision getting sorted. Main North Road near Technology Drive, but no great delays through there. Double whammy at Theberton at the moment. Pearce, Watermain and some urgent council works. What a fantastic thing to be experiencing for the drive home there. And a camera on tonight, Trimmer Parade at Seaton. Looking for the better hot cross buns this Easter? Head to your local Brumbies Bakery. Sweet, soft and irresistible. Enjoy better buns this Easter at a Brumbies Bakery near you. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Driving for a courier company can feel like pretty thankless work, but at ASET Transport Solutions, drivers often say, I just wish I'd joined 3 or 4 years ago. Why? Because there's always work and you'll feel valued. You'll feel like you belong to a team. ASET is flat out right now, and for this month only, they're offering generous starter bonuses. If you're ready for something better, get in touch at asettransport.au or call them today.
At Hamilton, MG, Brighton and Ranella, MG's small SUV just got better. Elevate your drive with the all-new MG ZS CVT Vibe, backed by a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. Pre-order now from $22,990 drive away. Plus, if you or a family member has ever owned an MG, you'll receive an additional $1,000 off. Don't miss out. Ends March 31st. Hamilton, MG, Brighton and Ranella. T's and C's apply. LBD 3600.
Get into Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for their incredible Frenzy Sale. Mitsubishi Outlander, this is the sale on Mitsubishi Outlanders. You can receive $1,000 worth of free fitted genuine accessories on selected Outlander models.
Oh, wow.
Get in.
Yeah, no, you do. If you've been thinking about upgrading that family car, this is a great time to do it. Mitsubishi Outlander is one of Australia's most popular SUVs, and it's for a reason. Practical, reliable, and built for busy families.
That's correct, including ICE Outlander 7-seater ES, plus every eligible Outlander comes with Mitsubishi's 10-year new car warranty, 10-year cap price servicing and 10-year roadside assist. How many 10s in that? Now, that's a decade of confidence every time you drive.
I drive past the Nailsworth Agostino, Mitch, and they've got the sale sign out there. They're getting ready. Get in there. Please do it.
Outlander Frenzy.
Outlander Frenzy sale is on now at Aggie's, Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes. T's and C's apply.
And, yeah, I was on the streets for the best part of 9 years. It's severe on the streets. It's hard to fathom what you experience out there. I eventually engaged in the Hutt Street Centre. It was welcoming, it was non-judgmental, it was quite open-armed and consoling. I have been off the streets now for a whole year. Genuinely, the Hutt Street Centre is the birthplace of change for the better.
Donate, partner or volunteer today and help ensure no one is turned away. Visit huttstreetcentre.org.au to support.
Star Discount Chemist's Big Brand Vitamin Sale is here. Big brand names at low prices, including Bioglan, Blackmores, Nature's Way and more. Go in store or online to shop. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Tommy, what gets you up in the morning for a hit of golf?
Timmy, there's nothing better than stepping out on the first hole and feeling the anticipation of a great day. What about you?
It's the crack of the driver. Sends the ball straight down the middle of the fairway. What gets you up for a game, Rowey?
Timmy, for me, it's the kerplonk of the ball finding the cup.
You know what gets me up for a game of golf, fellas?
We know, Pimbo. It's about 8 missed calls and a drive-by.
Drummond Golf. For the love of golf.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
9 minutes to 6. Lots of changes in tonight's teams selection for Crows and Port Adelaide. We're going to go through all of them. Adelaide have a team set for Friday night football against the Dogs, and Port Adelaide a squad for Sunday.
Okie dokie. Well, straight away for the Bulldogs, Will Croft's come in. We just had Lady on. Will Croft's a 201 centimetre defender. Jordan Croft. I just said that they're too small down there. And this is what they do. They put in a 201 centimetre defender. The big news is the Crows. Toby Murray has been what they call managed. Now, we've heard all week he's had a bit of a bung back, but he's out. And the only in is Ranken. So a ruckman goes out and a small midfielder comes in. Now, I'd say to you the round one selection structure or model, inverted commas, was 2 ruckmen. So Thilthorpe could play forward and come through the midfield. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
So the first time there's an injury with one of the ruckmen, they get that model out the door. That's out the door. And now we're going to go with 1 ruckman. Thilthorpe now has to change because he'll have to be the second ruck. Walker will then have to do the ruck work in the forward line. And I said at the start of the week, I would just bring in Riley O'Brien. Guess where Riley O'Brien's been named? Is it an emergency?
Well, is it an emergency?
Now, he would be a
He
great
wasn't an emergency
foil.
when we spoke to him.
No, but he'd be a great foil and a great backup off the bench for McAndrew, who's developing what we call his AFL match fitness and work rate and engine. Let's call it an engine. I don't like it called that, but call it his engine.
His aerobic capacity.
I can't believe they've done this.
Well, you see,
they know far better
I was
than
going
me.
to say,
but
if you get a good result, you won't worry.
I would have, correct. I would have put Ranken in. So could they not make the tough decision on Sligo or Peatling?
In what way? They might want both of those in.
Well, all
they
week
might be
you hear-
thinking, why would we bother with another tall on the bench when we can just put Riley in there and use Sligo and
They're
Peatling?
moving 3 things to accommodate 1 move. So Thilthorpe's the big one for me, now has to do some ruck work. The natural thing for me would have been put Riley O'Brien in the same role as Toby and do what did very well the week before. They were talking Sligo needs to be managed or Peatling needs to be managed. Couldn't they make the tough call and bring Ranken in for one of those 2?
They mustn't trust Riley O'Brien to be a forward, because that's what they did with Toby, to throw him up forward.
He
and
was
be a
lucky to be forward for 2 minutes in the game.
But that's the trust they had in him, didn't they? Interesting. Have you say 8223 some big news out of the Crows. So repeating, Isaac Ranken is back and Toby Murray is managed with that back concern. Port Adelaide squad, there are 5 ins and some new faces.
Yeah,
Timmy?
so Jack Lukosius, Will Brodie, Jackson Mead, Jordan Sweet, Josh Lai. Now, not a lot of people perhaps would know that name. This young man was the lad they picked up out of the domestic competition and rookie drafted him the year before. So he's had a year at Sandford level and he plays good football. He's very good overhead, very courageous. Now, the outs, Lockie Jones with tight hamstrings by the sound of it.
Lockie.
Which is disappointing. And Ollie Lord omitted. So you'd say it's Lukosius for Lord and maybe Sweet for Visentini. We'll see what happens there.
He's on an extended bench at this point, Visentini.
And Sweet straight into the first ruck. So they've pulled the trigger, Timmy.
Yep.
Yeah, and probably midfield-wise, they felt like they got beat there, so that's probably why Will Brodie coming in to try and win some first ball.
So would you go with 2 ruck? Would you go with Visentini on the bench and Sweet?
Not if you're playing Lukosius. Yeah.
Well, then who's your second ruck? Because Lord's out.
Second ruck? They'll probably...
Whitlock?
Jack has done a little
I'm
bit.
not doing Whitlock.
Yeah. He's done it before. But see, centre bounce, he can jump. So
he's got to get around the ground.
But he'll only do 5-6 minutes.
All right.
If that.
I reckon they'll leave Visentini in.
I'd be surprised if they played 2. I'd be surprised.
A lot of teams are. Okay. Hello, Dave at Blair. What do you think? T. Murray, out, managed.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it. I agree with you. Riley O'Brien should be in, I think.
Of course he should.
I think not just for the rucking, but I think he marks well on the back line, and I think they'll need him to help stop Darcy. He's going to take a few marks down there.
Yeah, I would have kept the same model or structure you selected round 1.
That's right.
100%. And I feel for Toby. Yeah, thanks, Dave. I think we agree with that. Hey, how'd you say 822 300 00?
Interesting selection. So Port Adelaide's squad will get cut down tomorrow at 4:30, so you'll get a finalised look at what they'll do lining up against Essendon. They've also brought into their squad Jade Gresham, Isaac Kako and Sardale Hawley. And as we said for the Bulldogs, Jordan Croft comes in for Will Lewis, who's been omitted. Those teams and your opinion straight after this break and the 6 o'clock news. 8223 00 is our number. Have your say.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
March into Kia for an incredible finance deal on in-stock new and demo Tasman X Series models with Kia Finance. Approved ABN holders can get to work sooner with a 1.99 per annum interest rate. That's serious value on serious capability. Visit your nearest Kia dealership and test drive your Tasman today. Minimum $10,000 deposit, maximum finance amount $80,000. Maximum term 36 months, ends 31st of March. T's and C's, fees, charges and lending criteria apply. Hyundai Capital Australia Proprietary Limited. Australian credit licence 554051. Offer extended.
Kia, movement that inspires.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot. Business too small to be noticed by those global car rental companies? Well, you can rely on Red Spot to look after you. We love renting to small businesses because we used to be one. We're the only Aussie family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia. And right now, Red Spot is giving you spot-on savings of 15% off every vehicle at every location. Book direct and save at redspot.com.au/radio. T's and C's apply. Red Spot.
Having beautiful weather at the moment.
Aren't we?
You could say it's
Barbie weather.
Barbie weather. And when you cook a barbie, you command it. You're head of the grill, keeper of the flame, sovereign of the snag, which is exactly why your kingdom deserves an Adelaide outdoor kitchen. Yep, you can choose the best appliance, add that bar fridge, throw in a pizza oven, how good's this? Or just go super impressive with a custom-made concrete benchtop designed as a statement piece.
Look, they are, Timmy, and you've been out there. They got indoor ones as well, handmade, one of a kind. Nothing is off the shelf. Every piece is crafted just for you. No two slabs are the same. It's yours. The best in the world.
Correct.
Yours. Experience the wow-wee factor range in person at the Seaford Meadows showroom on Farrow Circuit, or contact Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens for more info.
Now, serious hosts have serious kitchens. Build yours with Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. Just visit them on adelaideoutdoorkitchens.com.au.
It's been gone for decades. It's a thing of the past. But even today, it haunts some of us. If you suffered from polio as a child or it affected your parents, Polio SA Support Group would like to hear from you. Symptoms like weakness, joint pain and fatigue may still persist and can be managed. Polio SA is committed to making life for polio survivors as comfortable as possible. Find out more at poliosa.org.au.
This state election, it's a voting centres open all week thing. Saturday, March 14 to 21. And you can vote until 6 p.m. on Saturday, March 21. Voting, it's a good thing. Authorised by M. Sherry, Electoral Commissioner, Adelaide, South Australia.
The things you value deserve the best protection. Your car, your tools, your weekend projects. Alpha Industries garages and sheds will keep them safe from rain, hail and the harsh Australian sun. Made from genuine Australian blue scope steel and fully welded for strength and durability, built with you in mind. South Australian owned and operated for over 40 years, Alpha Industries builds garages and sheds that work as hard as you do. Explore the range and ask for a quote today at alphaindustries.com.au.
What was that? Oh, I know you're out here somewhere. Where are you?
Searching for a better night's sleep? For over 30 years, Town & Country Mattresses and Beds have helped South Aussies sleep better with custom-made mattresses and electric beds. As an aged care and NDIS provider, they specialise in high-low and electric beds. Find your better night's sleep at Town & Country Mattresses and Beds, 68 Research Road, Paraka.
Informing Adelaide for 50 years. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 15 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow, 27. With the 6 o'clock news, good evening, I'm Mel Usher.
Nurse Next Door. We offer caregiving and nursing services to help you to stay at home. nursenextdoor.com.au.
3 men, including a police officer, have been arrested over abuse of public office and fraud offences. The trio are aged 42, 45 and 49. It's allegedly linked to driving tests. Following his arrest, the male police officer has been suspended from duty. The 3 arrests are part of an ongoing investigation. Well, the Consumer Watchdog is investigating 4 major fuel suppliers over allegations of anti-competitive conduct. More from Nelson Scott.
Some service stations are running dry as farmers and motorists continue to stockpile petrol and diesel. The Prime Minister has met state and territory counterparts to find ways to boost supply. A task force has been established to ensure stock is able to flow, especially into the regions. Anthony Albanese maintains panic buying is causing the problem.
Please do not take more fuel than you need.
But opposition leader Angus Taylor says Labor hasn't moved fast enough.
Now they're starting to work out what to do about it. They're behind the 8 ball every single time.
The ACCC is investigating Ampol, BP, Mobil Oil and FIVEAA Energy over alleged misconduct.
The maximum price energy retailers can charge customers for electricity is set to come down from July 1. The regulator has released its draft default market offer, which could see power prices reduced by up to 10%. The reduction is being driven by lower wholesale prices as more electricity is being generated by wind and batteries. The political money men have been in the election spotlight today. Treasurer Tom Koutson-Tonis outlining Labor's fully costed policies ahead of March 21. He says care has been taken to fund infrastructure, which is imperative for a growing economy. Shadow Treasurer Ben Hood also handing down his party's election commitment costings.
We're extremely proud of the policies that we've been taking to this election. Some $1.3 billion in tax and fee relief for every South Australian in this state. This is extremely important. We are the only party that is taking relief to the people of South Australia.
Former cyclist Rowan Dennis has raised eyebrows posting a picture of a Porsche on social media with the tag, "What an absolute weapon." He's serving a suspended sentence over the death of his wife Melissa, who was struck by his ute outside their Medindi home. SA Commissioner for Victims' Rights Sarah Quick was shocked when she saw it.
I would hope that this post really reflects a lapse in judgment rather than a considered and deliberate use of words. But for me, it is quite offensive, and I think the post demonstrates a lack of empathy and insight.
Dennis followed up with a bizarre post of 2 children, presumably his, riding their bikes captioned "2 absolute weapons" and a photo of the media outside his home. Now turning to 5AA Sport, and it is selection night for the local footy teams. Adelaide has made one change for its clash against the Western Bulldogs at Adelaide Oval tomorrow night. Zack Ranken is back from suspension. Toby Murray comes out due to back soreness. Rory Laird is pumped for the contest.
We're going to have a packed house, I reckon. Bulldogs are in some ripping form, and after our performance on the weekend, I reckon the crowd's extra excited. I know the first game at AO each year is always packed and our fans love it.
Port Adelaide has added 5 players to its extended squad ahead of its first game at Adelaide Oval for 2026. They meet Essendon on Sunday. Jackson Mead, Jack Lukosius, Will Brodie and Josh Lai have all been added to the extended bench, while ruck Jordan Sweet has been named on ground. Forward Ollie Lord has been omitted, and defender Lockie Jones will miss with hamstring tightness. Completing the extended interchange is Ewan McKinlay, Jack Watkins, Dante Vicentini and Corey Durden. The squad will be finalised tomorrow. And the second round in the AFL kicks off tonight. The Hawks clash with the Swans at the MCG. The game will be live on 5AA. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there, a Wingfielder smash on the Salisbury Highway to Magazine Road, but good news, no great delays, which is excellent. Pearce Watermain at Theberton, that's on Port Road near Phillip Street, plus roadworks there too, so that's not ideal, pretty slow at the moment. And got a camera at Moseley Street, Glenelg South. The state election is coming up, and as a voting centres open all week thing, make sure you vote by this Saturday, March 21, 6pm. Voting, it's a good thing. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Dropping to 15 overnight, mostly sunny for your Friday, 27. Saturday sunny and 27. Sunday sunny, 29. And Monday, 30. Right now it's 27 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, Adelaide petrol stations officially run dry as work from home advice could be reviewed. Global oil prices spike as Qatar's biggest fuel exporters hit. The Crows reveal Zack Ranken will play this week. And SA power bills are set to drop from the 1st of July. Don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and TImmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
6 after 6, I tell you what, I can vouch for this. On Saturday, it's election day.
Yes.
And David and Will's Democracy Sausage is going to be all around South Australia. If you've got a polling booth and a barbecue, you can have yourself some Najobi lamb and rosemary democracy sausages.
You
I
ripped into
had
them
some today.
Yeah.
Far out there,
Well,
good.
by the time Rowey and I got in, it was all cleaned out.
I ate them all.
I'm manning the booth at the Blackwood Primary School for Frankie Boy, and I'm taking up some democracy sausages.
Very good of
and
you.
Cooking a little snaggy
At least you guarantee you can get one now.
Vote Frankie and I'll give you a democracy
There you go.
sausage in bread with sauce.
5AA.com.au if you're a last-minute organiser of the barbecue. Register now on the website. You can get yourself some Najobi incredible lamb and rosemary democracy sausages.
How good.
Well, the netball season began with an absolute bang. Let me tell you, the T-Birds were back in town. They were wearing a retro strip as well when they got the job done. They defeated the Swifts 74-54, a very convincing win. I thought we'd get the coach on to just get an insight into the way we're lining up this year. Tanya Obst joins us. G'day, Tanya.
Hello, how are we, guys?
Excellent, excellent. Now, had a good look at this game. I was keen to see how we're going to set up. Now, if you go back to the premiership that we won with Caldwell, then Romelda comes in and we win a flag with her. Two different ways of going forward and feeding it in. We've now got another change. We've got Vanderberg in the goal shooting position. Yep. How did you work on the pre-season? What did you have to change with that new look goal scorer?
Yeah. Good question. Like, we had a really interrupted pre-season as well. There was quite, like, it's a Commonwealth Games year, so there was quite a bit going on the international calendar. Right. So we sort of worked out when we had our Kiwi here and when we had our Jamaicans available and our Diamonds and our South Africans and really quite deliberate in when we did have them all together and really sort of work through what it was going to look like, because it's obviously really different and shooting goals. There's only two people that can do that in our game.
Yeah.
So we while our defensive game is obviously pretty strong and we had some, stability and continuity there, it was really about targeting the time when we did have the group together and how that was going to work. So one round down, it's been pretty good, and we've continue on to see what happens this weekend.
Something I saw, and I want to know whether it was a little ploy. Georgie Horgis was obviously causing them a few dramas. She goes into goal attack, but it looked like she was running out of the circle and going almost as a diversion. And then this long ball would come over the top and go straight to goal shooter, and Vanderberg just popped them in. And I thought, this has happened a bit too frequently for my liking to say that this is not a ploy. That was very smart.
Look, I think we got a little unstuck there. There was a period of time during the second quarter where Swift, as we probably expected, just sort of changed up what they were doing, which then sort of forced our hand to just mix things up, and George went into the goal circle there, and then her playmaking ability and just reading of the game, was creating a lot of space in that goal circle, and Taylor Williams came into wing attack and was just able to, I think she got the ball and she could sort of see, it was either going to George or to El Murray, depending on where the defenders were going, and El Murray was amazing for her SSN debut. I did say to her, that was a fantastic debut. But, we'll keep a lid on it. We got another hard one coming up. So she was unbelievable on Saturday night.
Was she ever, Tanya Obst, our guest? That third quarter we shot 22-11 was outstanding. Did the margin surprise you? 74-54, 20 goals. There were 20 points. I mean, that's a 10-goal win in footy. That's a massive win over a great club like New South Wales Swift. Did it surprise you?
Look, I don't get. I'm not surprised with anything that happens in this competition, Rowey. I'll be really honest with you, but I suppose what I was most pleased about was our ability to be really clinical with ball in hand. We wanted to make sure, round one can always be a bit sort of clunky and, you're not quite there. But we really wanted to attack certain parts of the game, and I felt that we were able to do that. And what we were able to do, I remember looking in the last quarter and seeing the score, and being in double figures, which doesn't happen very often. And just, how do we continue to keep sort of, when we do score off our turnovers and make sure we're, then scoring off our own centre passes. But I was very pleased with 20 goals because does not happen. And our scoring ability, we sort of look for around that 15 goals a quarter, which, give or take, some gets you to 60, but we were hitting that pretty early in the fourth quarter. So, we were getting to goal pretty easily, which kept our scoring rate up.
When Vandenberg shoots 59 from 62, that's not bad. 30th anniversary as a club, wasn't that great in front of our home crowd? And how good's it to get your co-captain, Shamira Sterling-Humphries, back after having a little bub? I mean, those stories in themselves are great, Tanya.
Yeah, it was. Like, we had sort of three new players, obviously El Murray and Kate Heffernan from New Zealand and Sophie Casey, who did play a little bit last year, but this is her first full contract with the Thunderbirds, so it was fantastic to have those inclusions. But obviously, Shamira hadn't played since round 3 last year, so she was almost a little bit of a rookie, and she's been sort of quite public. She's made it public. She had some, real struggles after the birth of Zahir, and she's now, worked really hard on herself and then obviously in the gym, and it was almost like a little bit of a debut for her as well. And she was really nervous but really proud of her, of herself to be able to get out there to play again. And, she's got another 4 quarters under her belt. And I can only sort of see her getting even more and more effective as the season goes on.
Speaking with the Adelaide Thunderbirds coach, Tanya Obst, you mentioned Kate Heffernan. Gee whiz. Hannah Petty was, I'll be honest, was my favourite. I love the way she went about playing. She was so courageous and forever throwing herself into situations that I couldn't believe. I tell you what, I think you've got a good replacement here. Kate Heffernan was very impressive first up.
Yeah, she was. I think she's someone we've sort of had our eye on for a little while. The New Zealanders haven't been able to necessarily, they've potentially had to forego selection for their country. And when that did sort of, those restrictions got sort of lifted last year, it was, how we sort of do get that signature on the dotted line. And I think I love the way she goes about it. She has a change of pace that is, amazing. She's also really tall for a mid-quarter.
For a centre.
And and that just adds another element to, obviously, Georgie's not the tallest out there, so that's a really good sort of mix. And, then you throw sort of Taylor and Sophie in there. She's just really just the style of play we want to play and the skill sets and physical capabilities. She was pretty good, and she's looking to improve as well as the season goes on.
You got some nice pieces to be able to move on the board, I reckon. I was throughout the last couple of seasons, and I'm still not sure whether I like the 2.5 minutes to go business, but I feel like I've seen some teams in the comp, not us, but some teams in the comp that really rely on the 2-pointers and waiting for that 5 minutes to start to get the score back in favour. I think that's a high-risk tactic and obviously one that we've never gone with.
Yeah, well, it is an interesting one. And I suppose a little bit in 2023 where with Eleanor Cardwell, who probably, did take it on at times, and at times it did bring us back into it. And my preference is that we're, ahead after the first 10 minutes, that we can then make a decision whether we need to make those, longer shots or not, even though it's not necessarily that long, that where it sort of starts is more a mid-range than a long range. But, I think it is, 20 minutes of the game that we do have to have some tactics and some just some real game smarts about when we do need to, look to get the ball into that area to attempt that. I'm a little bit with you, Timmy. I'm a traditionalist. I'm not sure whether I did like it or not, but what it does do is you never really feel like you've got the game won.
Correct.
And you never really feel like you're out of it either, knowing that you do have that. So it does sort of keep you on the edge of the seat to the very final whistle. And, we're still working our way through it. Elle can shoot from range. When she was getting at that, close to the post, there's no need for that. But, we do have the quality of 4 shooters who can shoot from that. So we'll continue just to plug away at training on what that could or, has to look like for us.
I'll tell you what, coaches have got enough stresses. We don't need this 2-point thing to keep the stress alive. Hey, Tanya, you're doing a great job, mate. Keep it up. Well done on the round 1 win. Round 2, Thunderbirds take on FIVEAA Saturday, 21st of March, 6:30 at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Get on board. Tanya, thanks for your time.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks very much, guys. See you then.
An
Bye.
Excellent coach in Tanya Obst, back-to-back, and I reckon they're going to be a serious threat this year in the Suncorp Super Netball League.
Well, if you want to go, we've got a double pass to that very game against the FIVEAA, 8223005. Call in now. You can win a double pass to the centre.
I'd like to go.
You can't.
Oh, can't.
We're leaving it to our listeners. Secure tickets as well.
Prize pick.
AdelaideThunderbirds.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. From the coast to the Outback, if you're planning a road trip, Ned McHenry will help you get there. Join Ned every Thursday at 11 a.m. with Graham Goodies for On the Road with Ned. Thanks to Travel Auctions. Dreaming of a bargain holiday? Bid the price you want to pay. Travelauctions.com.au. Bid, win, go.
Get into Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for their incredible frenzy sale on Mitsubishi Outlander and receive $1,000 worth of free-fitted genuine accessories on select Outlander models.
Including ICE Outlander 7-seater ES, plus every eligible Outlander comes with Mitsubishi's 10-year new car warranty, 10-year cap price servicing and 10 years roadside assist.
Outlander frenzy sale on now at Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth or Mawson Lakes. T's and C's apply.
Imagine you have a dog bounding across your garden of lush green turf. He jumps, he rolls, he lays on his back, feet in the air and gives himself a good old scratch. A dog really knows how to appreciate grass. And you can appreciate yours every day when you lay lawn in your garden from the Turf Farm. The Turf Farm plant it, nurture it, harvest it, deliver it. And importantly, they guarantee it. Trust the Turf Farm. Go to theturffarm.com.au.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home. But sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong, at home. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health, and clinical nursing. Because we believe there's no place like home. Let us help you stay where your heart is. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. With 40 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Lee from Go Vita Tanunda. Support energy levels, muscle function and more with Nutrivital Magnesium Glycinate. 120 capsules, now just $27.55. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Mineral supplements should not replace a balanced diet.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Semaphore and Tanunda.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
We've all had that dream. The one where your teeth fall out. Nobody really knows what it means. But we do know a trip to the dentist doesn't have to feel like a nightmare. At Burnside Dental Practice, we offer sleep dentistry. You'll experience comfortable care and a calming environment designed to ease dental anxiety, whatever the procedure. Say goodbye to fear and worry. You deserve great teeth. Book your next appointment with Burnside Dental Practice in Hazelwood Park. Visit burnsidedental.com.au.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, definitely the last 6-7 months I've been just preparing for this moment, I guess. For a bit, I wanted to stay away from footy, but then the more you stay away, the more eager you are to get back. So it's definitely continued to grow that love for footy again, and just being around the boys, being around that sort of environment is where I thrive the most. And to be back this week on Friday night game, prime time, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people there, and to see the faces, all the smiles, all the people cheering, moments you don't want to take for granted. And I guess that last 6-7 months have really made me appreciate footy more, crowd more, the people more, the city more, and yeah, I'm just excited.
Isaac Ranken at 22 after 6. He was speaking on 7 News there. He is back, and the one and only change for the Crows against the Bulldogs tomorrow night, which will be live on 5AA. So Toby Murray is the one player that comes out of the team for Isaac Ranken's return, which is interesting. He's being managed due to a back niggle, which has been expressed during the week at training, Rowey, and you're surprised that they've gone with the small option.
Firstly, before we comment about that, Toby Murray, disappointing for him. 1 in, 1 out. He's being managed because he's got a bung back. We heard that all week. And the other one is Isaac Ranken. Welcome back, mate. You're an absolute star. Not sure how they'll manage him. I'm pretty sure he'll start in the middle of the ground because he'll be that excited how much work he does in there, the heavy lifting and how much is forward. They got some coverage now because they got Rochelle that I'd love to see those two just spin through. They might be in there at the same time. Saligo stays in. We thought it was going to look like, when I say we, me, and the way the people were talking, that Ranken in a Saligo out or Ranken in and a Peatling out, but they haven't done that. Toby Murray's out and Riley O'Brien's not in. Now, their model for round one, as I said, was 2 ruckmen. So why all of a sudden isn't it 2 ruckmen? And the knock-on effect from that is does Walker now do the ruck work in the forward half? Does then Phil Thorpe have to come up to the ruck? How much ruck work will he need to do? Now, if Nathan McAndrew is Lachlan, developing his engine, how much more ruck work will Phil Thorpe have to do? So you rob Peter to pay Paul too much. Now, I would have thought the natural, if that's your model...
You're going 1 for 1.
I'm going 1 for 1. And I've been a selector and I've been an assistant, and so have you, and for the state team and all that sort of stuff. But you do get a feel for what's the best for the team. And having to move a few desks around to accommodate one never works in my eyes.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Do you think? Now that's not being negative. There's a text, Rowey, shut up.
I'd love to see the combination of McAndrew and O'Brien. I'd love to see it. I want to see it work.
I reckon he'll be even better again, McAndrew, if he had O'Brien on the bench.
Yeah, because he'll have more energy.
That's not going to happen, right? Yeah. And we had Riley O'Brien on, and you picked it up. You asked the question. Yeah. Did you have any say on the selection?
Any negotiation?
And no, they were judge, jury. And what was his last word?
Executioner. Let's go to Clearview. G'day, Sam.
G'day, Sam.
Hey, gentlemen. How are you?
Excellent.
Great day. Great show. You know what? That was one of the best interviews I've heard with Simon Madden. What an absolute champion he is.
Oh, he was terrific, wasn't he? God, I loved it.
That was so good, boys. That was excellent. You know, I couldn't speak to anyone listening to that. Now, the reason why, I'm a Bomber supporter too.
Yeah.
But we need, like 3 months ago, I went to Napier Street in Essendon, and they had no signs, they had no lift. And Simon Madden, he's picked it. He was someone sort of close to the area.
Yeah.
This is what we need. We need someone sort of to lift the area. So, that was fantastic. I love Simon Madden, and if he ever comes here, I would love to go.
Oh, not wrong.
Sam, we need a part 2. We only got halfway through what we wanted.
We only got halfway through, honestly.
Oh, that would be so good.
He's got that many stories.
Would you do the night? Would you run the night or not?
Yeah. Oh, no, he wouldn't want us to do it. You want to get a Bomber to do it, get Greg Anderson to do it, or
that's a good idea. Yeah, that's Greg Anderson will be excellent.
Good. How many South Australian Bombers did we have?
Sam, the big fish will come over as well.
The big fish.
Kieran Spawn.
Gavin Wanganeen.
David Grenbold.
That'll be an awesome night.
David Grenfold. We had a very good little rover from North Adelaide that went over there and did pretty well.
Tony Antrobus.
Medal.
Yeah.
He's a ripper bloke.
Great bloke.
How many? They did get a few, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely they did. That was. I think Kevin Sheedy watched a lot of South Australian footy.
He loved
which was
South
interesting,
Australia.
even before Adelaide Crows came in and the like. He was a big fan. He used to come over quite a bit. Russell actually got him out to take us training one night. Yeah, I'll never forget it.
But you think about the heavy grounds back then.
Yes.
Not as pristine as they are now.
No.
He was a old-fashioned 200-centimetre ruckman that ran and could go forward, kicked over 500 goals.
Well, he was there. I didn't realise
19 seasons.
He was their leading goal kicker for Essendon until Matthew Lloyd came along.
There you go.
And Matthew Lloyd took it over.
Yeah.
But he was a ruckman, predominantly a ruckman, but he would rest forward back in those days and kick 575 goals.
380-odd games.
Yeah. Fantastic player. But
Jesus.
the other thing I didn't get to ask was, back in the day, it was like, two jousting sticks coming at one another on the horses. That's the way they rucked.
Yeah.
He did all that for 15 seasons against crazy guys like, Peter's Cracker Keenan and all this sort of thing, smashing into one another and being
Never
able
injured.
to perform like that and then go forward and kick 575 goals.
He must have
What
really-
a player and what a character.
He must have looked after his body.
Yeah, I presume.
I reckon he must have been a non-drinker. You can't be that big and play that much footy and be a non-drinker. A big drinker.
Something inside me says no.
I reckon he might have done yoga before yoga was famous.
Well, I told you the Craig Bradley story on that, didn't I?
Is he a yoga man?
Well, myself and Wayne Marnie one night in training, 1985. So I'm 19, Wayne's 18, and we jogged around the oval after training. We were going to have some ridiculous shots at goal and things like that, as you do, immature kids. And we saw Bradle stretching, and we thought, what are you doing? Anyway, we went up and said, Craig, what are you doing? And he said, my girlfriend Donna, which is now his wife, she's a dancer. And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, they say that the warm-up afterwards, warm-down, is as important as the warm-up. So she's taught me all these stretches to do after training.
Before his time.
He was that's 1985. So he played 500 games of senior football, 501 games. And you know why, because he was an incredible engine. He could run unbelievably all day, every day.
Disciplined.
But that discipline of, just all the little things.
Kingo Taylor was
way ahead of his time.
He was like that for us. We were at Nord and he'd drive to the beach Sunday morning because there was no recovery.
For recovery.
We go, what are you doing that for? He said, I heard salt water, cold's good for recovery.
Next day. Yeah.
And lo and behold, everyone does that now. God, before their time. Hello there, Big Russ.
Hi, g'day there, guys. So looking at the team, the team looks pretty good for this weekend. I'm glad they've kept the players I thought were going to drop. Saligo. Looks like a smaller, quicker team. And hasn't McAndrew been a revelation?
He has.
You got to give those guys full marks for recruiting. We've paid them out before, but that's the game changer.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Actually, we had a text through. Rowey, when are you going to say, well done to Justin Reid? He's built together a team that's possibly in the next 2 years going to win a flag. Well, maybe I have been wrong all these years.
Well, Justin was the easy target, but God, it was good to see us win the midfield for a change. And thank God pardon my language, we finally beat Collingwood in Melbourne.
How good. Oh, God. It was so hard for me to be professional when that siren went when we won that game. We only won 2 of the last 4 days.
How did you handle it?
Oh, well, I was just professional, Timmy.
Well done.
I didn't go over the top. I didn't make any outlandish comments.
Can you feel it?
I just took the win in my stride and thought, well, let's go to round 2 because round 2's Friday night versus the Bulldogs home, and let's just get it underway.
Put it in the bank.
Put it in the bank, Timmy G.
Beat the Dogs in your early premiership favourites, apparently, too. So that's professional as well. Time for us to get to the MCG. It's Thursday night football, Hawthorn and Sydney next.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA